Have you or someone you know been seriously injured on the job? Have you heard the horror stories of the L&I claim process? Like doctors speaking to employers about the injured worker without the injured worker present. Did you know L&I will pay your employer 50% of your wages if they find you a lighter duty position with the same company? Makes you wonder what those closed-door meetings are all about. If you want your rights protected, call Phillips Law Firm today. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com. Phillips Law Firm. Justice for you.
Want a little more pleasure in your life? Make 2024 your year to experience more pleasure than you thought possible. Lovers has the best adult toys, lingerie, and accessories to explore alone or together. Let our associates guide you on your pleasure journey and save 20% on your purchase with Lovers Afterglow rewards. Just mention Love 20 at one of our 18 Western Washington locations. Offer valid with free Lovers Afterglow rewards membership until January 31st. Some exclusions apply.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. You got to check out this video on the BJ and Migs page of KISW.com as a Kentucky family's Christmas tree. It actually came with an extra surprise as, it had an owl living in it.
Who? Sorry.
Oh, I see what you did there. Yeah, this doesn't happen when you have a fake tree. I'm just going to say.
Yeah,
doesn't
dude.
happen.
That's the best thing about a fake tree. No weird animals come out of it.
Yeah, this owl was found when a carpet cleaner performing a job saw it in the tree. Here's homeowner Michelle and her carpet cleaner Bobby talking about finding the owl inside the Christmas tree.
I was so stunned. I have 3 dogs. We use this room nonstop. No indication.
The owl was literally sitting on a lower limb here. It crawled up into the tree further. It took me several minutes to even find it.
I would have left the house. The owl could have stayed without me. I wasn't coming home.
Everybody's going to be able to have a Merry Christmas now.
Yeah, right. Happy holidays. You guys got a free owl.
Yeah.
And I wonder if my wife would freak out more about an owl or a spider, because that's what stopped us from getting. We used to get a real tree. We'd go to the whole farm. The fun little thing where you get the tree and you bring it in. And eventually, one of the trees we had, it must have had like a spider's nest in there. The spiders kept coming out of it. And finally, she's like, we are never getting a real tree again, which I was all for.
Oh, yeah. I would thank those spiders because I know people love it. I've done it a couple times in my life. And, when you're a kid, I don't care. Get whatever you want. Yeah. I don't have to do anything.
Dude, it's funny I would say that because this year we decided, because Tatum wanted a tree in her, she has a little playroom. And so it'd be kind of fun. Maybe let's just try it again. Let's get a real tree, go to a Christmas tree farm and cut it down, but a small one, a couple feet, 3 feet tall. You know what I mean? So we go and do that. We go to the Christmas tree farm and then we get there and we're like, okay, we have some already pre-cut. You could buy one of those. And we're like, okay, those are a little too big. Or you could just go into the farm and, you get a saw and you could cut it down. I was like, okay, cool. He's like, just so you know, though, it's one price for the tree. It doesn't matter how big, because we're like, do you have any small ones? He's like, yeah, over there, but it's one price for the trees. I'm like, well, how much is this going to cost, So then we see the chart. And luckily we didn't cut down the tree before we saw the chart, because the chart, depending on the type of tree you got, it would have cost us $150 for a 3-foot tree. We're just looking at all these different, whatever they are, the different styles of Christmas trees. Finally, they had Douglas fir. It was $60. I'm like, that's a little more than I want to spend, but we're here and she's fired up. So I dropped $60 on a 3-foot tall Christmas tree. And then I finally looked at the guy. I'm like, I don't understand why he kept saying it to the point where I'm like, this guy does he have memory loss? Why does he keep telling us that, hey, the tree, it's one price. So Just so you know, it doesn't matter how big the tree is or how small the tree is. You're paying the same price. Now it was like, oh, now I get it. Like he was trying to warn us.
You wonder how many times people have given him a hard time over, but it's half the size. He's like, I'm going to tell him up front now. I'm tired of this.
Dude, I am so glad, like, we looked at the chart of all the different styles of different Christmas trees. And, obviously, like, the Douglas fir is one of them, but one of them was like $150, $160.
Oh, was it made of gold? What kind of tree is that?
I think it might have been, dude. It kind of was like, I was like, what if we cut this one down? Like, this guy didn't say that. And we just cut it down. Like,
Oh, yeah.
And, like, that will be $160.
That would have been me.
That would have been me running out of the store and being like, keep it.
Yeah, glue it back. I'll be right back. I'm going to glue this back on.
I got to use the bathroom.
Yeah. Pine and dash. That's what I would have done.
Oh, yeah. For real, dude.
Yeah, definitely be like, I am out.
So now we got a Christmas tree.
And then you don't have an owl. Yeah. Is there an owl in there? See,
No.
I know I'm lame. And I will never, ever complain at all if someone ever said to me, we'll never get a real tree again. I am 100% on board with that. I like going down in the garage, getting that fake tree, putting it up.
Ours already has lights on it. It's fantastic.
Well, I got the old tree. I got to put my own lights on it. I haven't even got a fancy one.
Step it up, BJ.
Well, here's the lame story I use. It's nostalgia. This is why I love this tree, I tell everybody, even though it's a garbage tree. I love it because it was the first tree I bought when I started out with my new married life. And, it's older than my kids. Crazy. And so this is what I love is this is the one piece of nostalgia that I have that's, as I moved around the country, done this radio job and left everywhere. But this tree I bought back in my home state when I first was like getting all romantic.
I just looked up nostalgia on the Webster Dictionary, and it says another word for being lazy.
Yeah.
Congratulations to you.
You know what? I accept it, and I love it.
But really, how lazy is he? Because he has to put the lights on every year.
I do.
That's a good point.
That's not a lazy. I refuse.
Okay, cheat.
Yeah.
No, you still got to buy the lights then. I don't know what's wrong with you. You're very strange, man.
Yeah, I really am. I am very, very strange.
Dude, that's what Steve's buying his daughter a Christmas tree for her playroom. You better slow down, buddy. You're spoiling her way too fast. I think I'm more like spoiling my wife. It was more my wife that wanted to do it than even Tatum.
Okay, so you know what they're saying is you're screwed. What they're saying is you're screwed because if any of you go, but it's for the child, the other one has to go, oh, all right, even though it's really what they want.
And you might be right. We might be spoiling her way too quick, but whatever. It was fun.
See, this is what happens. I told you, the kids got you. They get you at such a young age.
No way.
Yeah. I forbid any parent not to be accused of spoiling their kid. It just happens, and you don't even know what's happening. You think it's reasonable. You go, oh, sure, tree for the playroom. It's fine. But, 15 years ago, Steve would go, what are you, high? No.
No, you're not wrong. In my head, no, spoiling would be spending that $160 for a 3-foot tree.
See, there you go.
$60, whatever. Yeah. And then I wonder why we're struggling to pay our bills this month.
Well, hey, listen, that's tomorrow's problem. Oh, yeah, she's got you, man. They always do. Those kids get you.
Tree is cute, I gotta say.
Okay, you go ahead and say that.
I said it. There, I said it.
A giant Santa Claus showed up in a neighborhood, and no one knows how it got there. Steve's going to tell you all about it. He's got the Migs report for you at 6:18 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Want a little more pleasure in your life? Make 2024 your year to experience more pleasure than you thought possible. Lovers has the best adult toys, lingerie, and accessories to explore alone or together. Let our associates guide you on your pleasure journey and save 20% on your purchase with Lovers Afterglow rewards. Just mention Love20 at one of our 18 Western Washington locations. Offer valid with free Lovers Afterglow rewards membership until January 31st. Some exclusions apply.
Have you or someone you know been seriously injured on the job? Have you heard the horror stories of the L&I claim process? Like doctors speaking to employers about the injured worker without the injured worker present. Did you know L&I will pay your employer 50% of your wages if they find you a lighter duty position with the same company? Makes you wonder what those closed-door meetings are all about. If you want your rights protected, call Phillips Law Firm today. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com. Phillips Law Firm. Justice for you.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who specialize in saving the day and for the ones who've mastered the art of keeping business moving. We offer industrial-grade supplies for every industry, with same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders, all backed by real people ready to help. So you can get the right answers and products right when you need them. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
99.9 KISW presenting the Red Hot Chili Peppers at the Gorge on Friday, May 31st. Listen all week, man. And you only got today and tomorrow because that's all the week.
All the week.
Yeah, that's it. We got the code word for you. Yeah, because I know. Look, you want free tickets. Who doesn't want free tickets to see the Chili Peppers? Well, I got them, but you got to get the code word. Once you do, make sure you text that code word to 206-803-ROCK. That's your chance to win tickets to the show. And this morning, going to give you that code word at 6:47. Not too long from now.
Nope.
The code word will be coming your way at 6:47. Get it, then text it, and then maybe you're going to see the Chili Peppers at the Gorge Friday, May 31st. Info? Yeah, we got info. Go check it out at KISW.com.
If you're hearing an informative newscast right now, well, then you must not be listening to BJ and Migs. Live from the KISW News Center in downtown Seattle, this is the Migs Report.
Well, thanks, you guys. Thanks to Palace Law for giving us the Migs Report. And today, it's National Cotton Candy Day. Enjoy some cotton candy. Or just take a bunch of sugar and just pour it in your mouth. And good enough. Cotton candy's fun for a couple bites, and it's just too much.
Yeah, I'm not a cotton candy fan at all. I am not. And then when they made cotton candy flavored grapes, I'm like, first of all, grapes are great the way they are. What are you doing?
I actually don't mind the cotton candy flavored grapes. I think those are delicious.
All right. Well, don't mind is not necessarily a hell of an endorsement, but then you did say delicious. So
I did say delicious as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't mind and delicious don't seem to go together. I don't mind it if you come over whatever. Sure, you can sit next to me. Fine.
I do love the people who could make like that, those crazy, cotton candy faces, like a Mickey Mouse ears, or like people now have done some pretty cool creations with cotton candy. Which, have you ever made cotton candy? Like done it with the stick and did it yourself?
Thank God. As far as I remember, we never had any toy like that for the kids because I hated cotton candy so much.
Oh yeah, I don't think I would ever get a toy like that for Tatum in our house. That would just be a sticky mess.
So how did you make your own then?
Oh, I never have. I kind of want to. Like when we go to like a fair or something like that, you see them make it with like the little cardboard holder, and they're just kind of doing it.
I thought there was like a thing where they let you make it. Do you want to just jump behind the thing and give it a shot?
Hell yeah.
Oh boy.
Just once, just so I could say, I've once made cotton candy.
You know something? That's a hell of a thing on your bucket list. I feel like it's relatively achievable, so I'm not going to, I'm not going to bucket list shame you here.
Next time I'm at like a farmer's market or a fair and I see a cotton candy stand, I'm like, hey, can I jump behind the counter for a second? I'll give you $5.
I feel like at least if you go where somebody knows you or just throw it out on the radio, somebody would probably go, Steve, I got a hookup.
Just come over to my house. I got a cotton candy machine. It's in our basement.
Yeah, I would be careful about going over to somebody's house, but still, give it a shot. What could ever happen? What bad things happen when you go over a random person's house?
But more importantly today is December 7th, and it is National Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day. It's something that definitely got to keep in a historic moment. I mean, going to Hawaii still to this day, I say anyone that goes to Hawaii, I'm like, you need to go to the Pearl Harbor exhibit. It's so powerful to just be able to be there and see everything and learn more about it.
I think you have to be a certain age. I don't know why, but we've done this before, Steve, where we've said, let's just tell people that today is a special day, and people don't know. And it is interesting. I don't know how old you were when you went, but I feel like if you were 10 years younger, what it has been is powerful because I remember when I was a younger kid, I did not care because, again, I was born after all this went down. But then when I got to a certain age, I realized the impact. I think it was the Submariners ball that we went to, and they had the ringing of the bells.
Ooh, yeah, that was heavy.
I was shocked at how affected I was by that because I thought, I never was a person that thought I really related to any of that. And then, I don't know, maybe because I got older and really learned things and became more mature and realized, my God, what a sacrifice. Because you're right, dude. I've heard people say the same thing that you said once they've been to the Pearl Harbor Museum and seen that entire experience.
I mean, you guys know me. I'm no history buff. It's not like that's something
you're not?
I know. It's never been that type of a person. But I remember going, my wife wanted to go, and it's like, it had to be over 10 years ago that we went.
Yeah.
When we were in Hawaii. And I do think that you could be a teenager, you could be someone in your 20s. You go there and you just like see everything and just you're able to like just kind of be there where it all happened. It's so powerful, and you see some of the stuff that's underwater as well. I mean, it's just one of those things where you could just like it's just a lot to soak in. And for someone who's not a history person, like, but I was there and I'm like, this is the greatest thing. Not the great, you know what I mean? Like, this was such a powerful thing to spend our time doing while we were in Hawaii. It was my favorite thing that we did while we were there.
I also would like to add, only because of the fact that I'm a big fan of George Takei, who played Mr. Sulu on Star Trek, and George was in an internment camp during that time in this country, and George's family and he did nothing wrong but just be Japanese. And this is a big day, there's no doubt about it, but the entire situation, everything that led and all the stuff that went on during World War II, I like to use this day to remember that a lot of horrific things happened that I hope someday we will never, ever, ever have to do, because we'll find another way to resolve our differences, because World War II and everything went on, including what happened in Pearl Harbor, horrific, and so many brave people and so many families lost so much that day.
All right, now we go from a very serious conversation to one of the more ridiculous things I think I've seen in the news, but a lot of people in Texas are trying to figure out, why is there a giant Santa Claus in their neighborhood?
Yeah, I would like to know this.
You know those inflatable ones? And some of them, dude, I've been through some neighborhoods where I'm like, that's got to be 20, 30 feet tall. So this giant Santa Claus just showed up at a random spot, like about 100 miles east of Dallas. And everyone in the community were like, we have no idea who put it up. Nobody's taking credit for it. It's just in the neighborhood. And it's right, kind of like right by like a spot that was a little bit abandoned in the neighborhood. So they're like, somebody just put it up right next to a house, and it's taller than some of the houses. But no one's upset about it. In fact, here are a bunch of the neighbors talking about it.
Nobody lives on this lot, so we don't know who installed Santa, but isn't that fun? Isn't it a fun thing to have in our community?
I was shocked when I first saw it. My family and I like to drive by it at night.
He's definitely coming to our neighborhood, and he's never going to miss my house.
That's okay. I love that. You have to have the lights lit up so Santa can find your house.
Look, the kid's precious.
Oh, boy.
Here's my problem. You know how HOAs are? It's like, oh, yeah, no one's going to complain about that. But you know what? If you're in an HOA and my grass isn't cut the right way, or if I want to have fake grass, they give me a hard time for that. But like, big-ass Santa in the middle of an empty lot, that's fine.
Big Ass Santa, I think that's a Cardi B song.
It surely is.
Dude, so over in Oregon State, their coach left the team because he got a better job offer. His name is Jonathan Smith. Apparently, he played for the team back in like the late 90s and the early 2000s. He was an MVP as a senior as a quarterback. Came back in 2018 to become the head coach of Oregon State. Helped them go to 10-3 in 2022. This past season, I think they had an 8-4 record.
It's football, right? You're talking?
Yeah, for Oregon State. And, well, now all of a sudden, the big teams want to have him. So he ended up getting a job as coach over at Michigan State. Some of the players aren't happy about that. In fact, like the quarterback's thinking about leaving. But I bring up all of this because once he was done with the team, he was done. There's a funny thing that's online. Apparently, somebody was at a Goodwill store, and they saw all of his Oregon State apparel. So he must have just brought it to Goodwill, but it has his name on it.
Oh, that's awesome.
So someone put up on like their Snapchat feed like, oh, I guess he's done with us. And he just was like, I'm done. Here, have my clothes.
That's fantastic. I guess what's he supposed to do with it anyway? I mean, and in a way, man, that might be collectible for some people, but that is very funny.
It's super funny. And, some of that gear, that's not cheap. And if you're an Oregon State, fan, you're like, wow, this is awesome. Plus, then you realize this was the head coach's, although maybe you're mad because you don't like the coach anymore. You're like, I'm not wearing anything that has his last name on it, unless you're Ted Smith. And then you'll be okay with it because his last name's Smith.
I don't know if I would get rid of anything with a beaver on it, because it is just such a great joke. You know what I mean? I think I'd always keep it no matter what.
It is definitely one of the greatest team nicknames that you can have.
It surely is. I think I'd keep those forever.
I always thought it was great when I was younger, and you get like Playboy, and it was like the girls of the Pac-10 or whatever at the time, and whatever they had, they focused on Oregon State. I'm like, this is awesome. That girl's hot, and she's a beaver.
Yeah, I may have said very similar things in my brain.
I was younger. I was immature. I was in my mid-30s. What do you want from me?
Okay, it was last week, but Danny, give him a break.
Hey, speaking of football, tonight it's Thursday Night Football. Big game between your Pittsburgh Steelers and your 2-10 New England Patriots.
Oh, my God. They are.
What?
Joey D's has been crying so hard over these Patriots, and the big rumor is Belichick out or not?
I was about to say, Joey, what do you think?
I hope he leaves or something. I don't know. Our team is so bad. We're the worst team in the NFL.
Wouldn't it be great if they got rid of him and brought Tom Brady in as the coach?
Yes. Okay, new dream. Make it happen.
We don't know if Tom Brady can be a good coach. He's a good quarterback, but it takes a little bit more to be a good coach.
You never know. Crazier things have happened. You're probably right. It'll probably be, but can they get any worse than 2-10?
Yeah,
I guess they go
Carolina.
0-12.
They could be Carolina. I would argue the Panther fans are pissed at you, Joe. They think they own the title, and when it comes for draft picks, they think they own the title of being the worst team in the NFL.
BJ, have you been keeping up on what's going on with Jamal Adams?
No. What is happening with Is he okay? I don't want him to be injured.
I mean, no, he's not injured. I don't know if he's really endearing himself to a lot of people based on some of his antics recently.
What is he doing?
So apparently, him and this reporter, back when he was a New York Jet, before the Seahawks got him, and he was on the Jets, he had some issues with this reporter by the name of Connor Hughes. I guess they have history between each other. Okay. To the point where Connor is still trolling Jamal Adams. So Connor posted a clip on social media when Jamal Adams got beat for a touchdown during the last game. Where he's like just right there, and you're just like it's like almost like he's reaching, but he's just not really doing much. It was a bad play. It wasn't a very good look for Jamal Adams at that moment. So Connor Hughes posted that video clip and just wrote, "Yikes." So Jamal Adams saw that on social media, found a picture of Connor and his significant other.
What?
And just wrote, "Yikes."
No.
I'm not kidding.
He did not do that.
I mean, it was just like the picture of this guy, and he's got his significant other, his girlfriend or his wife, and she seems like a fine lady. She doesn't need to be brought into this. They're just both smiling, and Jamal Adams actually wrote "yikes" with one of those I'm dead looking smiley face emoji looking things.
Okay, I don't know. I mean, like you said, I see the picture of him and his girlfriend. I really don't see the yikes there. But I mean, okay, that's still very mean.
And it's his wife, and she doesn't deserve that. You can have issues. You can find an embarrassing picture of the Connor guy and write "yikes." I don't care about that. But it's unless this woman was mean to Jamal Adams as well.
Yeah, that's really.
It seems a little ridiculous.
It's a bad look, Jamal. That really is a bad look, and it really makes it's like, dude, seriously,
grow up.
This is what you do.
And I love Jamal Adams. I mean, obviously, he hasn't been much of a payoff from that trade, but you'd like to see him do well. But these moments, you're like, dude, come on, you're an adult.
He needs to. He really does need to apologize for that. That's lame.
Well, he posted that. It immediately got pulled down because the teams take that tweet down. In fact, Pete Carroll talked about it during a press conference.
We've already addressed it with him, and I don't know if it was a great decision at the time. I'm not sure about the details of it, but I know that he realized that he needed to take it down when he put up, and so we don't want to be part of that.
Pete's just why do I have to handle a situation with one of my players putting up a stupid tweet?
It's funny with Pete because we've heard from, folks that we've had, we've been able to talk to players that played under him. And Pete is he's actually a lot more excitable about those moments that we never get to really hear his initial reaction.
Yeah.
So when he says, "I'm not sure that was the greatest decision," I don't think that's how he put it probably when he initially talked to Jamal about this.
Jamal, what the F are you doing, man? Take that tweet down, you dum-dum.
What are you, a moron? I mean, the poor guy's wife, what kind of a dope are you, really? You're a big-time NFL star making good money, and really, this is what you do to some some poor woman that did nothing to you? You're an idiot. Stop it.
Well, you said he should apologize. Well, he was asked after it was taken down. Some of the reporters, I guess, were in the locker room. We don't have the audio of it, but we do have the transcription of what he said.
Okay.
So Jamal Adams was asked, "Hey, why'd you do that? Will you make an apology? Do you feel bad about taking a shot at the wife?" And Jamal Adams wrote, "It's always the athlete that crossed the line when he responds, but at the end of the day, disrespect is disrespect, however you want to take it. So I responded. I knew when I did hit that tweet, I wasn't in it to win it. At the end of the day, it was to get him to understand, leave me the hell alone. When others go low, I go lower."
Okay.
Yikes.
You sound like a moron, Jamal. I just want to tell you that right now. We're talking about another person who has nothing to do with this, and you used her as an object for whatever your stupid credo is, and she's got feelings too. So the very reason you're pissed, you did to some other person that did nothing to you. You're an idiot. And I hope you apologize for your apology. You're a friggin' idiot.
Well, so far, he's not doing good with the apology of the...
No, not at all.
That's
He's
not
an
much
idiot.
of an apology, Pete. When others go low, I go lower.
I had no idea this was going on, Steve. Honest, this is first I'm hearing this, and my initial response is, I hate this guy on my team. I really wish that he would get benched for this. He's an idiot.
Dumb move. It's
a horrible move.
I can understand if you just hate this reporter, and it sounds like they have some massive history. And you can continue to be a troll to that guy. I don't care. Like, well, you're right.
Yeah,
like, if someone's
fine.
being disrespectful to you, you know what? Screw them. Fine.
That's the media, dude. Do what you want with him. Leave his family out of it.
Yeah, there's no need. And then to be like, I'll go lower. Like, and also, it's just strange, man. You're on Twitter doing this. Come on, man. You're
an idiot.
You are stupid.
You're an idiot. You've just shown me you have no mental toughness, which means a guy like Richard Sherman, if there's a guy like that on any team, they're going to own you.
Yeah.
Jamal, they own you. You should be smarter than that. And right now, you are not.
I wonder if any of the players are going to be pulling yikes on him during the game.
Oh, I would.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. The Yanni Gourds of the world would have a field day with him.
Real quick, Mariners aren't going to be getting that. I don't even know if anyone had hoped that Juan Soto was going to come to the Mariners in a deal, but he's now on the Yankees in a 7-player trade that just happened.
You probably don't know the big news, do you?
What's the big news?
Did you read the article from Jerry DiPoto?
What? Did he say that we just don't want to win?
Yeah. I mean, seriously, dude. He explains why they're dumping payroll, why it seems like they have a smaller payroll. He's kind of pointing the finger at management, and it's in the Seattle Times, I think, yesterday. Dude, Jerry DiPoto, every time he opens his mouth, looks like Jamal Adams. This is so ridiculous.
Yikes.
It is a yikes. I mean, if you're a Mariners fan after that article, I don't know how, I just don't know how you can have any sort of positive feelings about this team. And I just think Jerry DiPoto needs to just shut up and not say anything. I couldn't believe the headline. The headline in the first couple of paragraphs that I read, I was like, are you kidding me, Jerry? What?
DJ, he's had a great track record of saying great things when he's being asked about this team, so I don't know why you're...
Oh, my God. It's like, I thought they were dumping all the payroll, Teoscar and so Suarez.
To make a big deal.
That's what I thought. I thought they were freeing up money, and I'm not, at least from what I was reading, I'm not so sure that's the case. And he's kind of going, well, management told me I got to do this. And it's like, God, I mean, either A, he's sick of it and doesn't want to take the blame.
That could be. Maybe he's hit his breaking point. He's like, I can't keep sugarcoating this. This sucks.
But he must want out because, big businesses don't like it when you throw them under the bus. So, but it sucks right now to be a Mariners fan.
Yeah, I mean, just when you think it sucks to be a Seahawks fan with how they've been playing, at least the Mariners make you feel a little bit better about that. But I don't know if that's what they're hoping to do.
Yeah, I mean, look,
that's what Terry DiPoto's like. Look, man, we just want to make everyone feel a little bit better about being Seahawks fans.
I know everybody loves Juan Soto. I am not sold on that guy completely yet. So we'll see. We'll see if this is another trade that the Yankees, where the Yankees just throw a lot of money at a problem, and it turns out it's still a problem.
He's only 25. Yeah, I mean, you don't know.
Yeah,
but
it
would just be nice to know the Mariners are trying to get somebody good.
Yeah, he's had flashes of brilliance. He has, but he hasn't impressed me lately. But who knows? Maybe he'll get a whole new breath of life.
Hey, as far as weather, 46 degrees, it's going to rain. Thanks to Snoqualmie Casino. And yikes for giving us the Migs report.
Yikes.
And that's what's up.
Oh, my God. And again, the team is playing so badly, and he's not exactly a superstar these days. What a dumb thing for Jamal. I mean, seriously.
No, it's not like he's having a monster season where it's like, we could kind of look the other way with these stupid things. That was just a dumb call. And then doubling down on it made it even dumber.
Oh, the doubling, that was even worse. Boy, did that show a little piece of that guy's soul, which right now does not. I mean, he's like, it's like coal in the stocking time for him. I don't know how he doesn't think he doesn't look like an idiot. Yesterday, Steve, he did get this one wrong.
Which pop singer's real name is Robin Fenty?
Robin Thicke?
No. I appreciate that answer.
Some people might think that Robin is thick if you go by the other definition, but hey, lady. No, okay. Rihanna is who we're looking for. Sorry.
Yikes.
I'm just trying to be on fleek, that's all.
So thick with 2 C's is what you're saying?
That's what I was saying, 2 C's, yeah. It was a compliment, No? Okay. You want a shot at beating Steve? You got it. 206-803-ROCK. We're playing Beat Migs at 650 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. Here's another question from a listener. If I can't afford to pay my bills, how am I going to afford attorneys and bankruptcy fees?
You know, one of the things people ask me all the time as a bankruptcy lawyer is that how am I going to pay all these fees and costs because I'm here because I can't afford to pay my bills? And of course, we understand that. I mean, being in the bankruptcy field. But you know, one of the things to remember is that if you decide, once you make the decision to file bankruptcy, you can stop paying on all of the creditors that are going to be included in the bankruptcy, and those are the funds that you can use that you have been paying your creditors to pay your attorney fees and court costs to get your case filed. And once your case is filed, you're not going to have most of those payments anymore.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. Thanks for listening.
Want a little more pleasure in your life? Make 2024 your year to experience more pleasure than you thought possible. Lovers has the best adult toys, lingerie, and accessories to explore alone or together. Let our associates guide you on your pleasure journey and save 20% on your purchase with Lovers Afterglow rewards. Just mention Love 20 at one of our 18 Western Washington locations. Offer valid with free Lovers Afterglow rewards membership until January 31st. Some exclusions apply.
Have you or someone you know been seriously injured on the job? Have you heard the horror stories of the L&I claim process? Like doctors speaking to employers about the injured worker without the injured worker present. Did you know L&I will pay your employer 50% of your wages if they find you a lighter duty position with the same company? Makes you wonder what those closed-door meetings are all about. If you want your rights protected, call Phillips Law Firm today. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com. Phillips Law Firm. Justice for you.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who specialize in saving the day and for the ones who've mastered the art of keeping business moving. We offer industrial-grade supplies for every industry with same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders, all backed by real people ready to help. So you can get the right answers and products right when you need them. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're for the ones who specialize in saving the day and for the ones who've mastered the art of keeping business moving. We offer industrial-grade supplies for every industry with same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders, all backed by real people ready to help. So you can get the right answers and products right when you need them. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, I'm PJ Vogt, here to tell you about my new podcast, Search Engine. On Search Engine, we tackle the kinds of questions that keep you up at night. Like, why are drug dealers putting fentanyl in everything? Should we be worried that Elon Musk believes that we're living in a simulation? And, for the love of God, is it actually unsafe to drink the coffee on airplanes? On Search Engine, no question is too big and no question is too small. Listen and follow Search Engine with PJ Vogt and Odyssey Podcast. Available now on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Your wages are being garnished. We can stop that now. It's hard enough to pay your bills when things are good, let alone when a big chunk of your take-home pay is gone before you even get your check. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, and I can stop the garnishment and get the creditors off your back immediately, often the same day as our consultation. Both Chapter 7 and 13 provide bankruptcy relief, but choosing the right chapter is crucial. In a free consultation, we can create a plan to get your finances back under your control. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle, presenting the Red Hot Chili Peppers at the Gorge, Friday, May 31st. I got a code word for you right now, because all week you're getting a code word. I have one right now. And for the small price of $39.99, I will give you that code word. Go to KISS online.
Hey, thanks, Gene Simmons.
Yes. All right. Anyway, you want to see the Chili Peppers at the Gorge, Friday, May 31st? Okay. Here's the code word that you have to text. The code word is California. Oh, okay.
Dream of California-cation.
Yeah. Okay, but it's just California.
I know. I realized that as I was singing, like, that's not California.
Yeah, it's just California. All right, text the code word California, 206-803-ROCK. You text the word California to that number. You have a shot to win Red Hot Chili Peppers tickets. Again, the code word is California. More info, KISW.com.
Let's play Beat Migs.
It's time to play the game. So everybody scream his name. Beat Migs, don't be a loser. Whoa, Beat Migs, you're a loser.
Who's ready to beat Migs? I know Justin from Everett is. Justin, are you there?
I'm here.
All right, Stu, now get out.
Goodbye.
For those playing at home, Justin has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
What annual tradition of taking a dip in ice waters is a huge fundraising effort to benefit the Special Olympics?
The polar bear?
No.
Polar bear swim?
No.
Polar bear jump?
No. What is the only fish that can blink with both eyes?
A guppy?
No.
A piranha?
No.
A swordfish?
No. Zoe Deschanel plays
goldfish.
Jovi. No. Zoe Deschanel plays Jovi in what early 2000s holiday film?
The elf?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which war took place between 1950 and 1953?
Can you repeat, sir?
Which war took place between 1950 and 1953?
The Spanish War?
No.
Korean War?
Yes.
Nice.
We Will Rock You and We Are the Champions are songs off what Queen album?
Pass.
How many U.S. states begin with the letter U?
3.
No.
2.
No.
4.
No. Nick and Vanessa Lachey host the reality show titled Love Is What?
Shame.
No.
Wow.
I love that answer, though.
That's it. That should be a show.
Well, Justin,
Yikes.
you got 2 correct.
Whoa.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think Steve's going to beat you.
Yeah. I like walking in with that kind of confidence.
I know. I rarely have confidence in
I
Steve,
know.
but today I think you might do it.
Yeah. And just remember, though, Steve, if you go low, I'll go lower.
I'll go lower. Jamal.
Steve, are you ready?
Yikes.
What annual tradition of taking a dip in ice waters is a huge fundraising effort to benefit the Special Olympics?
The polar plunge.
Yes. What is the only fish that can blink with both eyes?
I'm going to go with a goldfish.
No.
Piranha.
No.
A blowfish.
No. Zoe Deschanel plays Jovi in what early 2000s holiday film?
Elf.
Yes. Which war took place between 1950 and 1953?
World War II.
No.
Oh, wait. The Vietnam.
No.
Oh.
1950?
Yes.
The War of 1950.
No. We Will Rock You and We Are the Champions are songs off what Queen album?
Oh, crap. I don't know. Okay. I don't know. I'm going to come back to that one. Pass.
Okay. How many U.S. states begin with the letter U?
How many U.S. states begin with the letter U? 2.
No.
1.
Yes. Nick and Vanessa Lachey host the reality show titled Love Is What?
Blind.
Yes. Button and oyster are both types of what food item?
Button and oyster. Clams?
No.
Button. Pasta.
No. Steve, you got 4 correct, which is not great, but it still is a win. 4-2.
It was
Well,
mushrooms, Migs.
Mushrooms. You're right.
Love you guys. Have a good week.
Take care, my friend.
Take
And
it
Justin
easy,
didn't
Justin.
even get to that question.
No,
so.
he didn't. Well, you got to pass like a son of a bee in this game.
I am brain farting on the Queen one.
I am too,
'cause
Steve.
I don't ever listen to Queen. That's not my.
I
That's not my.
think it's the one with the robot on the cover that Kelly Freas, a great sci-fi artist, painted, but I can't think of the name of it, and I might be wrong about that too.
News
of the world.
There you go.
Oh, that wasn't that. I don't think that was. I don't know. I don't think that's the cover I'm thinking of.
News of the world.
News of the world. That's so funny. You hear those 2 songs a million times, but I've never listened to
Right?
it. I'll be honest, I've never listened to that entire record.
Yeah, and those were 2 bangers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. What is the only fish that can blink with both eyes?
Yeah.
I always forget this is a fish. It's a very, very big fish. I want to swim with them one day.
Dolphins?
No.
Sharks.
Yes.
You know, I was going to
damn.
guess sharks, but for some reason I've convinced myself that they weren't a fish.
Oh, look, BJ was right.
I was right. Look at this album cover, buddy.
News
it
of
was
the
the one
World.
with the robot on the cover.
That's the one with the robot on the cover, yeah.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, I do think Kelly Freas is the artist that painted that. And for us big sci-fi fans, he was a big artist. And I was like, oh my God, They got him to do the cover.
Yep, it was painted by American sci-fi artist Frank Kelly Freas.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that album. It's so funny that those two songs were off that album, but I don't know the name of the album. Like I blanked, but I knew the album. Oh, I'm so mad at myself.
I'm not too mad at myself because I'm not a big Queen fan. Like I'm okay
songs
with.
were so popular.
No, I don't dislike the hits. Most of them. Some of them I could live without hearing ever again, personally. But like, I've never been somebody that has like
a touching tribute to Freddie Mercury.
I like the movie.
I like the movie. Rami Malek, we love you. We don't like the guy you really played or the band that he was in, but you know what? The movie was good.
Somebody handed me a pair of tickets to go see them with Adam Lambert. I'd go. I wouldn't pay for it.
Again, another rousing endorsement for Queen.
But if it was on a weekday, you wouldn't go. Only a weekend.
Probably not, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I have to have the next day off.
Exactly.
There's not a chance I'm going to be able to take
And I need someone to pay for dinner. And also someone should drive me there.
Yeah, someone picked me up.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Paid for parking. Bought me a pretzel.
I didn't know you were such a big Queen fan, man.
Huge. Huge. Yeah, can't get enough of them.
So surprising.
One that Justin did get correct, which war took place between 1950 and 1953, Korean War.
Yeah, MASH. That was where the show was based on, Steve, the Korean War.
That's right.
Yeah. And I am so impressed you got the Love Is What, because Justin said shame. So
Love Is Shame. I just guessed Love Is Blind.
Love Is Blind is a great name. Yeah.
Well, it's a great show. So
Okay.
I've never seen an episode.
You don't want
Yeah. What's the premise of it?
they fall in love in pods without seeing each other and then get proposed to.
I have seen an episode,
Yeah, and then meet each other and then have 3 weeks to decide if they're actually going to get married.
Have you guys heard of I don't want to watch this show because my kids, we all have access to the same Max account. I don't want them to see me. I'm the one but where nude people sort of have to date, they date all nude.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah.
It's like a British show.
Have you watched it? See, I don't want to be the one to watch it because everybody can see my account and know it's me watching it.
You just said you wanted to watch it in front of your kids.
They do the show with us that they now will know that you're watching it.
I haven't yet. Like, it's different to say I want to as opposed to where they would discover who's creeping over here watching the nude people. And I only want to watch the show because I want to see the nude people. That's the only reason. I don't care about whether they fall in love or anything.
Aren't they blurred out?
I don't think so.
It's all right there.
Well, because they're not like happy to see you naked. They're just
it's Max.
Well,
they're bringing back Skinamax.
Yeah, well, Max is known. That's the one thing Max is known for:
Dongage.
putting on the good shows.
Mm-hmm.
Now I kind of want to watch this show.
I'm actually surprised you haven't. Why don't you guys watch it together?
Oh my God. No.
What do you think we are? A Netflix Christmas movie? No, we're not going to do that kind of thing.
What? They're just naked. It's not like they're having sex. Have you guys ever watched a movie where there was a sex scene?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's because you make weird sounds probably when it's happening.
Oh my! Okay.
He does. How'd you know?
No, he
Okay,
doesn't.
that's enough of both of you. That's enough out of both of you. You know what? I'll go lower. Yikes! All right. Hey, are you having problems at work? I am. Maybe you have some relationship issues or any other random problem where you need some advice. You know us. We're here for you. Call us, text us, 206-803-ROCK. It's Help Wanted. We're going to do that at 7:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Hi, I'm PJ Vogt, here to tell you about my new podcast, Search Engine. On Search Engine, we tackle the kinds of questions that keep you up at night. Like, why are drug dealers putting fentanyl in everything? Should we be worried that Elon Musk believes that we're living in a simulation? And, for the love of God, is it actually unsafe to drink the coffee on airplanes? On Search Engine, no question is too big and no question is too small. Listen and follow Search Engine with PJ Vogt and Odyssey Podcast. Available now on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Is your relationship going sideways?
Have a family issue? Problems with your coworker?
Do you need advice? We're here to help. No problem is too dumb. No dilemma is too silly. This is Help Wanted with BJ and Migs.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. So Help Wanted, man. We get it. You rockaholics, you were like, hey, during Listeners on the Loose, can you help me out with this? I got a thing, some work stuff, I got relationship stuff. And we just were like, wow, we need more time for this. It's just can't, it's too big for Listeners on the Loose. That's why we created Help Wanted. So whatever you got going on, no matter how dumb it is, we are here for you. Call us, text us, 206-803-ROCK. It's Help Wanted.
It's a massive responsibility, BJ.
It really is. With great power comes great responsibility.
Yes. So we didn't get to this one yesterday. I do want to get to it before the holidays are done because I thought this was one that we talked about. Hey, it involves an open relationship question.
Earmuffs, kids, earmuffs.
You don't have to give your personal stories unless it happens to come out. You know, I'm sure Joe and Sarah would love to gather around the fireplace and hear about these things. But so this person, I don't even know if you know where it's going because it's
okay. I will see where it goes. I may have no expertise in this.
Right, but I think we'd all have an opinion in this. So it says my wife's coworker, who is a male, wants to buy her a Christmas gift. The gift is over $100. Now, if I say something negative about it, am I overreacting? My wife already told him not to buy her anything expensive. Just get her some coffee. My husband would appreciate that. So as of right now, I'm not saying a thing. It's just that this guy is in an open relationship, and I have a feeling he's trying to hook up with my wife.
Oh.
I feel this way because her other coworker, also a guy, is in an open relationship, and he already told my wife to ask me about opening up our relationship. I just don't trust these open relationship sons of bees.
Okay, you know, I don't really have to reveal much at all, actually.
No, that's kind of funny. I'm like, I don't think you really have to talk much about your own personal stuff.
Yeah. And really, I will just say this. Look, I will say that the conversation has come up because I do have my own views of what monogamy is in society, and we've talked about it before. I think monogamy is an outdated concept. But still, I also am a person that when I make a deal, I make a deal. Mm-hmm. So, you know, it's like, and I go with eyes wide open. It's like, I'd rather be with this person than be non-monogamous. I'm going to be with this person and be fine with that. But, you know, integrity, Steve, it's like, and I think this gives open relationships or people who are in polyamorous relationships a bad name. This guy's just a douche because you don't ask other people to ask their spouses to get into open relationships. This is a big decision that is made between a couple. And then they usually, if they have integrity, they seek out people who are already in open relationships. They don't seek out monogamous people because that is a huge stretch. Like no matter what I think, Steve, I would never go to any of my friends' spouses and try to figure that out. That is so not cool.
And what a strange thing at work to be like, hey, Sally, can you talk to your husband about opening up your relationship? That seems very weird.
Creepy. You know, it really, really is. That is so creepy.
But then, okay, so let's just say like he trusts his wife that she's not going to jump at that opportunity. Do you take the $100 gift or something like that? Or do you go, no, keep giving me the coffee?
Yeah, that's a tough one. You know, guys are territorial. And I think that what people have to understand is that if you are in a relationship with somebody that has, you know, territorial instincts, and maybe they're not a big jerk about it, but boy, you got to notice that if you make a move that you think is harmless, but will really piss off your spouse, I think you have to know that. You don't want to piss off your spouse. You know, and I would say no. I would go, don't take the gift because I think my husband would not like it. And I would be so happy if my spouse would say, dude, I can't accept this gift because it's too expensive. Give it to somebody else. I am not your spouse. I would love it if my spouse would say,
hey, look, don't buy me anything expensive. If you want to get me something, get me coffee. That my husband would appreciate that. You think that would be where the conversation ends?
Yeah, I like that she said that.
Yeah.
I think that's great that she said that. But I see why this guy's right to be pissed off because guys know when other dudes are trying to just like come into their territory. And look, we're dudes. We don't like that. And, you know, back in the day, you get to go over there and work it out frontier style.
I'd be like, here's a link to this Lululemon jacket that my wife really wants. I know she's not going to hook up with you, but like if you want to get it for her, just.
See, you're a smarter man than both of us because you're right, Steve.
Couple dollars.
You're right, dude. If somehow she can be a sugar baby without actually doing anything, let's go.
Like, here's a link. Here's her size.
Yeah.
Not having sex with you, but go knock yourself out and buy it for her.
Yeah, I will say to the texter, man, You know, there are people that I know that are in open relationships, people that I know that are polyamorous, and they have integrity, and they wouldn't even do what this dude is trying to do with your wife. That's a creepy thing. He's a douche.
Oh, both. It sounds like there's a couple coworkers that are both like throwing it out there because there's the one, and then it's the other one that actually said, "Hey, can you talk to your husband about having it be an open relationship?"
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that person also is a douche because that's not how it works.
That's such a thumbnail, too. Like, I've clicked on those thumbnails before where it's like, hey, my coworker said, do you want to try it? I'm kind of into it. And it's like thinking that the girl's going to say, oh, I've been thinking about that the whole time.
With you and Chad over there.
I mean, there are plenty of places you can go, like want ads or whatever, the stranger. I don't know. Well, there's probably stuff online like bang somebody that wants to bang you.com. I don't know, but don't bother somebody's husband or wife.
Look up that website. Oh, look, that domain is open, BJ. You can claim
perfect.
it. Yeah.
Woo,
Just go to GoDaddy.
Yeah. It's just so creepy. And it's so unnecessary for anybody who's legitimately in an open relationship. You got places you can go to find plenty of people that believe what you believe. Why do you got to bother folks that aren't into what you're into? It's so creepy.
And this whole thing, poor woman, she's got to go to work. She got two guys that are trying to get her to get into an open relationship. Like,
I know.
What is
really.
this workplace? I get annoyed sometimes to get invited to a happy hour. I'm not even, that sounds like another level of just annoyance from a coworker.
Now, on the flip side, if it were two women that were actually saying, hey, let's get this done, I don't know how many guys would actually complain. They would be super flattered and say no, probably, but they would be super flattered that, wait, you would want to actually do me? Hey, that's actually kind of, thank you. But no, I have to say no. I have to politely decline. And my wife wouldn't like it.
I know this has nothing, this isn't the important part of the help one. I mean, I hope we helped in whatever way that we help. But who's dropping over $100 on a coworker for a Christmas gift?
A guy that's trying to get some.
Yeah, you're probably right. Like, is he doing that also for, Charlie in the mailroom? I mean, that seems a little excessive.
Hey, I've worked with you guys for how long? Have I ever dropped $100 for you on anything?
We've been trying to get you to buy us jerseys.
Yeah, ain't gonna happen. You know what? And let me tell you right now, I don't care how good you guys are in the rack. I ain't paying $100 for it.
Because we're not willing to be open with our relationship. That's why.
Yeah, I've tried. I really have. But, you and Danny are stalwart. You're like, no, we're going to stay monogamous. Yeah. So, and believe me, I've gone to both your significant others, and nobody will do it for me.
So I was once approached by a buddy of mine about swapping wives. My wife and myself would have got the short end of that stick. That's funny. Like,
Signed Jamal Adams.
They're like, yikes. You want us to swap with you guys? We'll pass.
How horrible is that when you bring it up and people go, no, even if we were into that, we would get the raw end of that deal. I would, at that point, I would go, you know what, I'm done with this open relationship. Nobody wants me.
We are so insulted. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know. I thought you guys were into wife swapping. Oh, no, we are. We're just insulted that you thought we'd have sex with you guys.
Yeah, we don't. And it's like, I've already been last picked on baseball teams enough. I don't need to be last picked on the open relationship team.
One time she says, I see an HR complaint in both guys' future.
Yeah, probably.
I bet one of them is the HR person.
Dude, that's the other thing.
That'd be
You
funny.
just talk about the little head. How stupid are you? You are in a workplace. You are an HR nightmare as you're trying to get monogamous people to get ready with you. I mean, get busy. Yeah, that's... I think that's an easy answer. I feel bad for the dude, but it seems like your wife is cool. You feel good about that.
Yeah, it sounds like your wife is doing whatever she can to kind of like, hey, pump the brakes there, buddy. You don't need to get me anything. So, I mean, but if let's just say the guy does and she accepted, I don't think, do you get mad? Yeah, it's not worth getting mad at your wife about. She can't control whether or not someone's giving her a gift.
Yeah, but you know something? This guy is crossing a line with the fact that he has an open relationship. I actually do believe that she could go to HR with this. And that's this is causing problems in her marriage because the husband's going to go like, this is obviously an HR thing. The guy's trying to get with you. Mm-hmm. You got to do something about it. And she's probably just trying to be cool, doesn't want anybody to get in trouble, but she's so in the middle here. She's got a spouse that's not particularly happy with this guy's actions, and she's got another dude that she knows, I can handle this guy. I'm not going to do anything wrong. She is in the middle. I feel badly for her, and it's because that one idiot at the office just is just a douche.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
I wonder what he would get her. Do you at least see what it is?
Ooh, $100. Yeah, you get it. I mean,
it's like a cool electronics item because I'd be like, let's keep it. But if it's like a lingerie, I'd be like, maybe we should like bring it back.
So at least you have your line.
I do.
I appreciate that.
Right. As long as it's like outer garments or electronics, I'm fine with.
You know, if you give me one of those ice makers on Amazon, all right, sure, I'll take that.
Good luck finding one of those for $100, BJ.
You could get one for $80. You haven't seen? They got one. Oh, you don't think it's good?
I bet it's not.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Watch, it's better than the one I have.
Yeah, you're right.
$80,
See,
and it makes little cubes.
It makes
the little balls. The little balls.
Yeah,
Really?
That's what I'm told.
Ice balls for $80.
Yeah, I got one, but I read the instructions, and there's a lot to do to maintain it, and I was like, I don't want to do this, so I gave it to Sarah.
What do you have to do to maintain it? Just pour
it's like
water?
You got to clean it you have to clean it every once in a while because I guess you drink from it or whatever.
Yeah,
of the ice. I don't want to do that.
I think you like run vinegar through it or something like that.
Yeah, see, I don't. Right now, I have ice coming out of my refrigerator, or the freezer. That I don't have to do anything. It just does what it does.
But they don't make it nice little balls.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
But then again, if somebody else would do it for me, you know how lazy I am. I'm not going to do it. I was like, here you go. Well, I think did we help?
I mean, I think if anything, at least can we confirm that your wife is handling it to the best of her abilities? She sounds like she's like doing it on the up and up.
Yeah, here's the
one thing. I
wouldn't
get mad at your wife, that's for sure.
And this is the one thing we have to address now, because now you're the dude. So, Steve, let's say this is a friend of ours.
Okay.
Let's say he's still bothered by it. What do we tell him? Because from our assessment, we think the wife is doing everything that you would want your wife to do in a very uncomfortable situation with a douche at work. But the friend is still jealous. What do we tell this dude that, like, why are you so jealous? Why do you not understand that, look, sometimes dudes are going to be attracted to the significant other in your life. It just happens. What are you going to do? As long as he or she's cool, you shouldn't be overly jealous.
I mean, I think you just go to the workplace and punch the dude in the face, and then you're good, right?
Yeah.
Again, frontier justice. I can't condone or advocate frontier justice, but man, it did fix a lot of problems that somehow we can't seem to fix these days.
I've come to return your gift. Bonk.
Yeah, I mean, seriously. But you know what? Every once in a while, the creepy guy got the message.
I bet he wouldn't do it again.
Yes. I mean, again, I don't advocate or condone this. I wish that you didn't need to be like that harsh, but man, sometimes men get the message when you just physically go, get the F out of my space, buddy.
Okay, maybe not punching him in the face. We can't condone that. That's for sure. Maybe like a kick in the shin. No, I mean, but can you like go over there, show up to the work and just be like, hey, we need to have a conversation, and then just kind of lay it out. I'm like, look, man, this is uncomfortable. My wife didn't want an expensive gift from you. She even said not to. This has got to stop.
Yeah, I'd love that. I would love
see
that.
what happens from there. I would hope that if you go there and you're like, you don't have to be like super cordial and nice, but like just be matter of fact and not like trying to start a fight or anything, but just like, look, man, this has got to stop, and then see what happens from there.
You use the father voice. The voice you use with your kid when you're like, I am done effing with you.
So if his name is like Brad, you go Bradley.
Yeah, you just go Bradley. This is wrong.
Even if it's not his name, just say Bradley. It's not
even
my name.
You know, Bradley, this is wrong.
Right.
Stop it. Don't make me tell you again.
Right.
You just go parent. I think, and if that doesn't work, then Steve, we're going to probably have to cut his hands off. You really go the harsh Steve Justice.
Or just say, I'm going to have to put you over my lap and spank you. But then it's all of a sudden the open relationship, and maybe he's like, you know what? This is working out even better than we thought.
Yeah, I don't know if Bradley would like that too much or not. Yeah.
So as the husband, I would call HR myself. I don't know if I would do that.
Yeah, that's a tough one because now you're stomping all over your wife's workplace. It's all very difficult. That's why, I mean, it's so hard to be a dude trying to just keep people away from your significant other. It's hard to do that in today's society. I don't, without looking like an a-hole or pissing off your significant other or pissing off a company. I mean, how do you do that? Because this guy's a douche and I feel like he deserves a stern talking to. I really do.
I do think it's very like, you shouldn't cross the line and talk to HR. You should show up to the work and yell at him.
I actually like that better, to be honest with you. I don't know why I do, Steve. You're right. They're both probably equally as problematic. But I think just showing up to the dude man to man is a lot better than going to HR. I like your idea better.
Probably then HR is going to get involved anyway. They're going to probably be like to the wife's be like, why did your husband come here and yell at one of our coworkers?
And then the wife goes, two morons, the guy I work with and the guy I live with. Can I just get some coffee? All I want is some coffee.
Yeah, there's a Christmas party probably coming up. Just do it there.
That's where you do it.
Yeah.
What do you mean do it? Like it? You mean that like they should all just swap and everything?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, what the hell? I mean, I got a candy cane I'll bring. Why not? Too soon? Okay.
Couple drinks. The conversation will go just perfectly.
Yeah, of course. Just like every Christmas party there ever been.
Super smooth, yeah.
Hey, speaking of Christmas, the star of one of the most iconic Christmas movies of all time just shared that actually she's only seen her movie once. You're going to hear from her at 7:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. How much does bankruptcy cost?
Usually with my office, we do a flat fee that includes all your court costs, filing fees, credit counseling, credit reports, in one cost. In Chapter 13 cases, that usually starts at about $900. With Chapter 7 cases, the total costs, including all your court costs, attorney fees, is usually about $1,500. We offer payment plans on Chapter 7, so you can start a file with my office for as little as $200. You can send your creditor calls to us. We'll take your creditor calls while you gather up your information and make payments on the rest of the fees. With Chapter 13 cases, we can make payment arrangements in most cases as well and get your case filed even sooner in a Chapter 13 case because of the reorganization aspect to it.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
I'm Glennon Doyle, author of Untamed and host of the podcast We Can Do Hard Things. On We Can Do Hard Things, my wife Abby, my sister Amanda, and I talk honestly about the hard parts of life. Join us and guests like Michelle Obama, Tracy Ellis Ross, and Brene Brown as we have refreshingly honest conversations. New episodes are out every Tuesday and Thursday, so listen to and follow We Can Do Hard Things, an Odyssey podcast, available now for free on the Odyssey app and everywhere you get your podcasts.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who specialize in saving the day and for the ones who've mastered the art of keeping business moving. We offer industrial-grade supplies for every industry, with same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders, all backed by real people ready to help. So you can get the right answers and products right when you need them. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm Glennon Doyle, author of Untamed and host of the podcast We Can Do Hard Things. On We Can Do Hard Things, my wife Abby, my sister Amanda, and I talk honestly about the hard parts of life. Join us and guests like Michelle Obama, Tracy Ellis Ross, and Brene Brown as we have refreshingly honest conversations. New episodes are out every Tuesday and Thursday, so listen to and follow We Can Do Hard Things, an Odyssey podcast, available now for free on the Odyssey app and everywhere you get your podcasts.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard that tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. All right, time to feel old. You ready? I mean, we do it to you all the time. Here you go. You're old because it's the 20th anniversary of Elf.
Oh, shut up.
That movie is 20 years old.
That's only 10 years old. What are you talking about?
I know. It does feel like that, Steve. Honestly, I did not believe it was 20. I would never have thought that.
Don't you still feel like when someone says, hey, what are some of the newer Christmas movies that are classics now?
Yeah.
I feel like Elf would be there, but I would never... 20 years. Holy smokes.
Yeah, I mean, I know I've said it before. I think that when you're talking new 8-Bit Christmas with NPH is a great movie, and it's new, and a lot of people don't know about it, but it's on Max. I think it's a great movie to check out. But yeah, Steve, that's new compared to Elf, which is not new at 20 years old.
You know what else is 20 years old that's going to make you feel old there, BJ?
No, don't. I thought we did one. We don't have to do more.
Well, because I was just like, oh, okay. What are the other ones that are like newish Christmas classics? And there's one that you always talk about that you and your daughter love.
Oh, no. Is Bad Santa 20 years old?
Yes. I didn't realize that Bad Santa and Elf came out the same year.
Oh.
Talk about a 1-2 punch right there.
What a great year for Christmas movies. That's a hell of a year for Christmas because both those movies are great.
I don't remember the last time anyone's ever said, what a great year for Christmas movies.
I agree. Yeah. I mean, think about it. But those two are fantastic. And God, I mean, John Ritter's no longer with us. Bernie Mac is no longer with us. And they were such great stars. Bad Santa 2, I think, was so bad because they just did it wrong. I mean, they tried to... they did it wrong.
To be honest, I don't remember anything about Bad Santa 2. I remember watching it, but I was like, I'll never watch this one again. I remember thinking it wasn't anything good.
Boy, they had the formula and decided not to use the formula and blew it. And sometimes I look at Hollywood and go, you know what? Not everything needs to be the feel good origin story or whatever. You know what? Sometimes it just needs to be a guy who's a douche. I mean, just make that movie and just make Douche 2. And
Douche 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, exactly. But so here's the thing, and it always fascinates me. I guess, look, if you're an actor, maybe you don't have time to watch your stuff. I was always shocked whenever I got to interview William Shatner that he didn't watch his Star Trek episodes 40,000 times like I did. And he barely remembered anything, and it would be always awkward. I go, do you remember that one time when you and the alien? And he would just look at me, yeah. He would just, you could tell he had no idea what I was talking about.
I almost think I could beat him in a Star Trek trivia contest.
You could. And to me, I just feel like if you did a movie that is iconic, granted, maybe you've done a bunch of TV shows and a bunch of episodes, and I get, okay, maybe you don't remember all of them, but Zooey Deschanel was in Elf. Elf is a classic, great Christmas movie. You would think that she'd watched it a couple of times, but Zoe in a recent interview is like, no, I've only seen the movie once.
I haven't. I actually have only seen it once. I just don't really like watching myself that much, so I haven't really seen it, but I know it's a good movie.
I appreciate that she recognizes it's a good movie. It's considered one of the newer classics. I'd be watching that movie all the time if I was in it, but that's just me. My wife would come home and she's like, are you watching Elf again? Yes.
It's Christmas, too. Like, you have a reason. You watch it and you have a reason. But I do appreciate this, though. Zoe said, though, here's the thing. I haven't watched it, whatever, but she's like, my fiance, my kids, yeah, they're much bigger fans of the movie than I am.
Oh, no, he loves the movie. I'm sure we'll put it on, but I'm not going to probably, sit and watch it. My kids have seen it once, but they were, a little young, so hopefully this is the year that they're, excited to watch it.
Like, Mommy, why do you look different? 20-year difference.
Zoe's, though, the kind of person, I think she's going to be forever young. She's just got that youthful look to her. I haven't seen, every time I see her,
as long as you keep getting old, she'll still seem young.
Well, that's a good point.
Right.
That's a good point. She's always going to be young to me because I'm probably 20 years older than her.
So I wonder if that's just with Elf or if that's a thing with her in all movies. Because she's been in a ton of 500 Days of Summer. That's a great movie, but do you think she doesn't watch that one either?
Oh, I bet she doesn't at all.
Yeah, she says she doesn't like watching herself.
See, I would think wouldn't watch any of those movies, but for some reason, I don't know why, because it's a Christmas film and just seems like, especially now with kids, I definitely would want to watch it with my kids.
And here's the thing, it's so funny. I get some actors wouldn't want to watch themselves, but there's not a Zooey Deschanel movie or TV show that I've watched that she hasn't been extremely likable. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't think she thinks I don't want to watch that bitch or anything like that. I think she's just probably like, I'm done. I did the movie and I'm done.
Yeah, it's really weird because I'm like you, Steve. I feel like I would just watch it over and over and over again.
Yeah, well, is that the first movie that introduced us to Zoe?
Oh, no.
No? Maybe it was for me, because I remember being like, who is this? And then when she was singing, I'm like, this girl's got a great voice, and she's attractive.
It's interesting, though, Steve. You're right. I'm trying to think of when I first saw her, because it was New Girl after?
Oh, way after.
It was after
New Girl, yeah, New Girl wasn't That was way after that. No, maybe a few years after Elf.
Yeah, I don't know the first movie I saw her in. She was in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which I love that book, love that story, and I was in love with the character she played. I always saw myself as the dude in the movie, or even in the book. He was hapless. No one ever chose him, and even the girl was kind of choosing somebody else. And I always go, I wish that Trillian would choose me. And then when I heard they cast Zooey Deschanel, and she was perfect. And that's when my first earliest memory of her is that movie, and I thought she was amazing.
She was in Almost Famous.
Oh, that's exactly it. There, I know I remember her from that now.
Famous?
Anita Miller.
Yeah, I think I remember her in that now. And she was very likable.
You know, my first introduction to her is an Offspring music video.
Really?
Was that before Elf?
Yes, it was 1999. It was on Americana's. There's a song called "She's Got Issues," and she was the main girl in that music video. And I didn't realize it till way later when I was watching Elf for 500 Days of Summer.
I haven't seen that video in a long time. I don't think I realized it was her.
She has red hair in it. It's so great.
Oh, Danny, send me the link to that. I would love to watch that again. I can't believe that's her.
Yeah, she's done she does music as well, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's how they got it.
Yeah, doesn't her sister also? I think she's got a sister that's also a good singer or something. I know there's somebody else in the Deschanel family. Maybe that's where we first met her, like, Courtney Cox. Maybe she was in a video just like Courtney was in the Bruce Springsteen video before she was famous.
I'm looking at all the films that she was in before Elf, and she was maybe a bit part in those. I think Elf was like her big breakthrough.
Really? When was can you see Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
That was 2005. That was 2 years after.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you may be right, Steve.
All the Real Girls, I don't know the hell that is.
Yeah, maybe that is maybe Elf is where we first met her.
I mean, there was like a movie called The New Guy that she was in with DJ Qualls. That's pretty funny. I bet I'd enjoy that movie.
Did you ever see that movie?
No, but I'm sure I would love it.
It was
stupid.
Yeah, it was a very coming of age type of like American Pie type movie.
It had Eliza Dushku in it.
Yeah.
I think I did see that movie. Okay, maybe that's where I know her from. Because I think that the New Guy sounds very familiar. DJ Qualls is so good.
But she wasn't like the main star. She was just an actor in it. Like, even like Almost Famous. It wasn't like she was like one of the big stars.
Yeah, I think she's just got one of those. She's just a person that when she's on screen, you just I don't know. She has good screen presence. I guess that's why she became a star. You just notice her. Yeah, I'm a big Zooey Deschanel fan. I loved her in New Girl. And again, I tell you, it's because she played my favorite character in a book that I just loved and was in love with that girl in the book. And then Zoe played the character, and I think she played her very well in Hitchhikers. And I bet that's probably why I like her more than I should.
She was in one episode of Frasier back in 2002.
Okay, I probably
won't know who she was.
Won't know who she was, but yeah.
Maybe if you went back and watched, you'd be like, oh, crap, that was her, kind of a thing. But it was like one episode.
By the way, since you brought it up, I am really liking the new Frasier. And I'm behind on a couple of episodes. I got to remember to watch it. But yeah, it's on Paramount Plus. I think Kelsey Grammer's so good. It's a whole new cast. Nobody's in it but him that you would know. And it's an interesting storyline, and it takes a little bit to get used to everybody else. I think I just frankly don't think that the actors on the show are as good as he is, but hopefully someday they'll get up to that level. But I still enjoy it.
A glowing review.
I know it's really tough. The tough thing is that when you get an actor that's so good at comedic timing, and you have other people who are younger, who frankly, I mean, they just probably need more time under their belt to be really good. And I just feel like he just sometimes outshines everybody, but I still like the show enough because Kelsey's, if you liked Frasier, he's the same guy and the comedic timing is there. And out of all the reboots they've done, this is the one that I think sticks really well because they kept him the same guy.
Yeah.
That's what I think is important. He's still the same guy. And also Kelsey, like I said, Kelsey is just so good. So if you have Paramount Plus, give it a shot. I would say give it some episodes though, because he's I know. I mean, but if you love it, if you love those shows, you will give it a couple of episodes if you love them.
Would
right?
I?
Don't you give wrestling a chance, even if maybe one of them is not so good?
Yeah, but I mean, it's a sickness now. It's like Stockholm syndrome. I'm stuck with it. I'll just put myself through the misery sometimes because I that's just all I ever watched.
Yeah, I really do like the show now, but I did have to give it some time because some of the characters on the show, I'm like, these actors, I wish they were a little better.
Well, I mean, what better way to learn than to be paired up alongside him?
Oh yeah, you're right about that. All right, so this is going to be an interesting thing to talk about because I am a weirdo. I do have my weird rules, and I'm wondering, have you ever experienced a bizarre house rule at somebody else's house? Because we are going to talk about this at 8:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Hi, I'm PJ Vogt, here to tell you about my new podcast, Search Engine. On Search Engine, we tackle the kinds of questions that keep you up at night. Like, why are drug dealers putting fentanyl in everything? Should we be worried that Elon Musk believes that we're living in a simulation? And, for the love of God, is it actually unsafe to drink the coffee on airplanes? On Search Engine, no question is too big and no question is too small. Listen and follow Search Engine with PJ Vogt and Odyssey Podcast. Available now on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Great online chat on social media about people talking about the bizarre house rules they experienced when they were staying at somebody else's home when they were kids.
Because you just assume that everyone lives how you do, but then you realize rather quickly that nobody lives how you do.
Yeah. Especially if you go back to when you were a kid and went to people's houses and you're like, what?
Did you have, because I think about my parents, there was really one house rule. It was I hope you enjoy the smell of cigarettes because my mom's going to smoke with the windows closed all day and all night long.
Yeah.
And number 2, do not sit on my dad's blanket lazy boy. Because if you do, he will lose it. And it's not even like, don't sit on it when he's home. Just don't sit on it. Because if he gets home from work and we jumped off the lazy boy and our butt imprints are still on that, he'd still lose his mind.
You know, I cannot remember any of my friends being allowed in my house.
At all?
At all. Because I was thinking, I don't think I ever had kids over. I must have, but I only remember going over to their house. All my memories are being over my buddies' houses, but I don't think I ever had people over to my house.
Wow.
Because my father and my mother were like, no. You people are idiots. Get out of here.
It was always like a rotating, like there's like 3 or 4 of us, like in, elementary school level age, like 10, 11, 12. Like we were all jumping around from like 2 or 3 or 4 houses like that. We were like, okay, we're going to be at this guy's house this day and then this person's house the next day.
Yeah, I mean, we were they threw us outside all the time anyway, but there were some younger parents. My parents were older, so I think that might have been part of it. The younger parents, well, they were like, sure, come on in. But my parents were like, no, go outside. It's a nice day. I'm like, dude, it's below freezing out here. I don't want to be out here. Go outside. But I do like that. How about this one? This one is more bizarre than I have ever heard of. Someone said they had to take a bath at a friend's house one time and discovered they had a rule where they reused bath water to conserve money and water.
Oh, you guys don't do that?
5 kids living in that house, Steve.
That's disgusting.
Oh, it's so gross.
I almost would rather not even take a bath or a shower. I'd rather be dirty. I feel like it's less gross.
It's okay if you're kid 1, like if you're the first in line.
Yeah,
After that, it's like, oh, God.
Yeah, how did they determine that? I feel like the best behaved kid gets to go to the bath first. Or is it by age?
Yeah, I feel at this point, you're probably, how does that not have big fights? I mean, to me, that just seems like that's going to be a nightmare, the kids fighting over who goes first.
I don't feel so bad telling my friends not to sit on my dad's lazy boy anymore.
No, not anymore.
That's very strange.
So gross. Oh, man. I mean, my dad wouldn't turn the heat on downstairs. That was the other problem is that, we could only play downstairs in the basement, but he wouldn't turn the heat on to conserve energy.
Are they just trying to freeze you out?
I think that's what it was. Yeah. I remember I would go down there to try to have fun because, it's like, okay, it's the only part of the house that nobody's using, and we had a small house with 6 of us in it. There was no space, and I'm like, here's a brilliant idea. I'll just bundle up and go downstairs. Nobody goes down here. But you realized it was brutal. It was just, even bundled up, it was still cold. You could see your breath, and I'm like, Dad, why can't we throw the heat on down here? You know what? When you get a job, you put the heat on down there.
I was going to say, were you even allowed to touch the thermostat?
Oh, no.
No. That was my wife's first experience of my father was when he finally came home from work. We were all waiting at my house in Brooklyn at the time. And I'm like, oh, yeah, now you're going to meet my dad. And I was warning her. I'm like, just so you know, he sometimes has his moments of a little bit of a temper. Just kind of like, just a heads up. within seconds, he's cursing and screaming at my mom because my mom tried to change the temperature on the thermostat. And he's like, Roseanne, what the F are you doing? Like, just screaming.
Oh,
and
my God.
My then girlfriend, now wife's looking at me like, what is happening? I'm like, well, I told you he kind of lose. And she said, he kind of has a temper. It's all temper. I'm like, yeah.
I love that your father is like, I'm not going to try to impress this girl. I'm going to be me.
Oh, it wasn't even like he acknowledged that she was there yet. It was lose my mind about the temperature, and then finally looks and goes, hi, nice to meet you. And
Oh,
I'm
this
just
was even
like,
before he... Oh, what a horrible first impression.
terrible. I honestly thought she was just be like, hey, just take me back to the airport. I'll just get on an early flight.
Oh, dude, I feel so badly for you. You're like, oh, Dad, do you understand how much I really like this person? Stop it.
That's the same night that he almost had a fist fight with the dude that worked at the Chinese food restaurant place.
There we go.
They didn't bring him enough of like the little like crunchy noodle appetizer thingy or whatever. Like
he's
the
right
Chinese
about
food
that.
version of chips. It's like hardened noodles.
Yeah. They don't have it out here, Steve. I miss those. The East Coast.
Oh, so good.
East Coast fried noodle appetizers are great.
Yeah, well, they didn't bring enough. So he was yelling at the guy, and that guy's yelling back. Next thing you know, the guy puts his jacket on and just leaves. And then a new waiter showed up. And I'm like, my wife looked at me and goes, did your dad piss that guy off so much that he just left the job? I'm like, yeah. Yeah, he totally did. He just said, I'm not dealing with this couple or this family. I'm out.
Dude, honest to God, are you sure I'm not like related to you? Because like your dad and I had to be separated. I mean, it had to be.
You both love Star Trek.
And we're both we just get mad at everybody and don't care whether or not you hear us get mad at everybody.
And the guy leaves, and my dad's not even like, oh, maybe I took it a little too far. He was like, all right.
Wow, good. We're going to finally get good service.
It was like hot and cold within seconds, from 0 to 1,000 in a second.
And it just makes you wonder about, like, how does your mom just navigate that? 'Cause obviously, she's been with him and loves him, and it doesn't bother her at all.
You know, the older I got, the more I realized my mom enjoyed Jack Daniels.
Yeah, that'll do it.
And I think that had a lot to do with it. She would just drink and smoke her cigarettes and be like, yes, babe. That sounds good, Bill.
I feel like any woman in my life, you really should remember that. Yep, Jack Daniels. I love this one place. The internet, one kid said, the internet had to be shut off at 8 p.m. because he was told all the good websites shut off and only the websites left were bad and naughty. So that's why. It's like, they shut everything off at 8.
Yeah, right.
That's so funny. I never thought about people.
I wouldn't believe that.
And I think back in the day, you didn't like. There's X amount of time you could use the internet for. Wasn't like there's certain. I didn't have internet until like it became like kind of a thing where you could just have it, and then you didn't have to worry about how many minutes you were using. But was there like a data amount?
Oh yeah, you had. Yeah, if you definitely had data or cell phone minutes or whatever, you did have to think about that stuff.
Yeah.
In the old days.
Dude, I had a friend, one of them, I'm trying to think, like, what was one of the more bizarre ones? His mom kept, like, those box of those booties, you know, like, that you put on, like, if you're going to look at a house. Like,
yeah.
Like, the ones that just, like,
those blue little things that they put
shoe
on.
coverings, yeah.
Yes. And made us put those on, shoes or no shoes. Even if you're just in your socks, you had to put these booties on. She was such a clean freak.
Oh, wow.
And she had them at the door, and it just didn't matter who was coming in. So we were like, me and my friends came over to play video games. Shoes or not, you're putting those booties on.
Yeah, that's been changed by people just telling you to take your shoes off. You don't even have a choice. And if you have a foot odor issue, or maybe you weren't sure if your socks had holes in them, I hate those houses.
Well, even with that, like I could take my shoes off, and I still had to put the booty on.
Oh, you couldn't just walk around in your socks?
No, shoes or not, it didn't matter.
Oh, what?
No,
that's insane.
There was a fear of any kind of germ, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, as a kid, it was kind of fun, though. Like, you had these blue booties on your feet. You didn't really care. You're just kind of hanging out. Like, you just kind of, but like, now I look back on it, I'm like, yeah, that was kind of strange. You didn't need to do that.
So you've got that. Plus, of course, we know about the people that the shoes off household. One person said that in middle school, they went to a sleepover and they got into trouble for taking their shoes off when they entered the house.
Oh, that's at my house. Yeah, if you take your
you
shoes
have a strict
off
shoes on policy?
I don't like when people take their shoes off unless they're spending the night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it really bothers me.
Oh, man,
I'm glad because I don't like taking my shoes off.
I'm taking my shoes off and my socks.
No.
Oh, I hate that.
And putting my feet on your table.
Oh, God.
Oh, I hate taking my shoes off. I mean, I get it if it's rainy and whatever. I mean, I really wipe like a son of a gun, but for some people, they don't care. Take them off.
That's an example of like, I thought what we're doing is no different than what anyone would do. Because I remember when we first got our house and we were having like house parties at the old house. Remember when we had our Super Bowl party even? I like made sure I put up a little sign that said, "Hey, take your shoes off." Because I just thought, everyone takes their shoes off when they go into a house. And I realized rather quickly that that's not the case. And to just save my wife, not my mom, my wife, like the anxiety of people walking around. I know, right? Walking around with shoes on. I was like, okay, everyone's going to take their shoes off, and not realizing people had issues with that.
Oh, yeah. When I saw that sign, I have slippers in the car now. Just because of the fact I don't laugh, Danny. I bring them to the houses that make us do it.
No, I'm laughing. I know, I get it, but I'm laughing more at the fact that, like, I feel like you made it seem like that gave you the complex, that party.
Yeah, it was. It was Steve's party.
All the hockey players and BJ were enjoying
Steve's
some
party.
Buffalo Wild Wings at the time. Some of that beast mode sausage from Blue Max Meats.
We had a lot of great fun, but I do remember thinking like, I hate this shoes off policy. I'm going to bring slippers. No, I have some friends that are like that when you go game at their place, and I'm just like, okay. And here's what bothers me. They have pets, some of these people. The carpets are a mess.
Yeah.
I'm like, why are you making me take my shoes off? Your dog has done every possible fluidy thing on this carpet and maybe even more things. He's probably bled all over this. He's probably had a great time with himself. Really? And I can't wear my shoes. Really? That's where I get really frustrated. If the house is pristine, all right, I get it. But when I go to some places where they say, take your shoes off, and their carpet looks like, I mean, I'm like, what are we doing here? What are we actually preserving here?
Yeah, you got to have a nice looking house if you're going to telling people, hey, take your shoes off.
Yeah, exactly. And no. I don't go. Here's one. I want you to set your clocks back to 1950.
Okay.
Every morning at this house, the females, the women, including female guests, had to wake up early and clean the house, even the guests. And they had to do that even if they cleaned the house the day before. Doesn't matter. All the girls got to get up early and clean the house. Is this the Handmaid's Tale house? Where is this place? What the hell kind of place? How long ago was this? Who lived in a place like this? This is insane.
What's so weird about that guy?
So when you go over to Steve's, Danny,
yep,
don't bring your significant other because no shoes and she's got to start cleaning.
Well, only if she shows up in the morning. Yeah. It's done by 7 a.m. Otherwise, old Steve becomes like dad again. No.
I hope this is a person that is my age. I feel like this has to be somebody from the 60s that grew up. You can't have somebody in the 90s who did this. Really?
But here's the question, though. Did nobody put their foot down and said, I'm not cleaning this house? Like, you all get up and clean this house.
I totally would have been that person. But what do you do? Like, if you're spending a night over somebody's house and they go, this is what we do. I mean, would I walk out or would I fall in line?
I think I'd be like, well, what I do is sleep until the cleaning is done. So I'll go back into the room and come back out.
Yeah, that is the most bizarre thing I've ever heard of.
Strange.
That
might be the strangest one of all of them so far.
Yeah, I think that is. I don't think we can get better than that. Outside, of course, having to take your shoes off in somebody's house that, now scarred me for life.
Well, now you bring your slippers. Do you have them on a little like a chain so we don't have to put them around your neck and you walk into the house, you got your slippers ready to put on?
I know. I have to, they have their own little bag. I got to bring them in because you can't put them in a food bag. You can't put them in, so I have a little bag that I bring in and we're all taking our shoes off and I put my slippers on. And I once got grief from the person that had the rule and that was not pleasant for them because I'm like, excuse me. You are really you're going to give me a hard time. I like stuff on my feet. That's why I would wear the shoes on my feet.
I'm not going to kink shame you.
Yeah, but I like stuff on my feet. That's how I am. And your rule says I can't, so I'm playing within your rules. And you're still going to give me S over this? I just never heard of such a thing. I go, yeah, I've never heard of a person whose carpets look like yours making me put my shoes on.
Oh, now it goes back to that guy, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Are you picturing BJ, though, in those big, poofy animal paw slippers?
Yes, that's exactly what I have. I do. I have the big poofy. I do.
Like a cartoon cat.
Well, I wanted to make a statement. I could have got like house shoes, like I have, like I get those. You get those slide-on stuffs at at Skechers, or at Vans, I should say. You can get those, and they look fine. They look like shoes, but if you wear them in the house, then they don't. They have nothing on them. But I wanted to make a statement. I literally said, no, I'm going to wear slippers. I'm going to get slippers, and I'm going to wear them over. And I only bring them to this person's house. I only have them in the car for this one person's house.
Hey, someone said if you're having a party with no shoes house, you must allow shoes for the party. Clean up afterwards. That's part of inviting people over for a party.
Agreed.
I agree too. I mean, that's what you do. And you know what? You're going to have to replace your carpet. It's just part of life. You're going to replace your carpet over the time if you stay in a house longer than 10 years.
When I read that, I say that makes perfect sense. I really have no argument against that. You're not wrong, but I'm still going to make people take their shoes off.
I know you are
because you don't want to sleep on the couch.
Exactly.
It's not your rule.
Yeah, I don't give a damn. Like, you could honestly show up jumping in muddy puddles all day and then still walk in my house and be like, we'll swap.
Oh, it's just like the plastic on the furniture. It's like, why do you have furniture? You're going to have to replace it. Or you're the dope that got the really sweet furniture when you have children. You shouldn't get nice anything when you have children.
That's what we had at our house, and I never understood that. I'm like, what are we doing here? Like, summertime was the absolute worst because that plastic furniture, it would stick to your leg and it would almost rip skin off.
Oh yeah, it's horrible. And it was so Italian. I don't know, Danny. I don't know if in your culture as well they had this, but it was so Italian. Every Italian household in Boston, they had the plastic on the furniture, and I used to argue all the time about it as a little kid.
Some of the
this is the dumbest thing.
Over time, some of the plastic would actually like rip.
Yeah,
and like little pieces would like stick out, and it would like kind of like not cut you, but scratch you every time you sat down. And it was like, what are we going to take?
Barbed wire.
The plastic is broken. The seal has been broken. Take the damn plastic off now.
We never had the plastic. I had a couple of friends that their parents had the plastic on. Ours was more of, we had like, I went to a bunch of friends' houses that had like a living room with, and that's where the Christmas tree would go with the nice couches, but you couldn't actually go sit in there. Like you would go into the den, which was like where the TV was, and that's where like you would actually relax. You would only go in the other one like every now and then. It was like you'd get in trouble if you'd go and sit in that room.
Did it even
the sitting room.
Yeah.
Did it even do the plastic furniture anymore, or they just finally realized this is stupid, we're not even going to try and sell it to people? Because I go online and they have like plastic for moving. Like you can put plastic over your furniture, but that's not the same
but you're
kind
right.
of
Do they
plastic.
have the plastic seat covers anymore? That's a good question.
Like these were like cut to fit perfectly on the couches that you had.
Yeah, maybe people realize it's dumb and they don't do it anymore.
Yeah,
it really is dumb.
I kind of want to get it though for like the next time we have a party and just like not say
that would be
anything.
so great.
Just to see if anyone says something.
Somebody just takes it off.
First the shoes come off, then the plastic on the furniture. I'm like, why do you even have anything? At this point, why did you buy furniture? Just get I feel like Gallagher. Should we just bring a sheet with us everywhere we go? Jeez.
And then and rent a porta potty. So like, no, you don't use the bathroom in our house. You got to go outside and use the porta potty. Just be that family. Don't touch that. Like you can't touch anything in our house here.
That is my entire life growing up. That's pretty much every place I went. Yesterday, Steve, he did get this one right.
The Tetons are the youngest of the ranges in what mountain chain?
The Grand Tetons.
No.
The Wyoming mountain chain?
No.
The Rockies?
Yes.
What
band had the...
I was so bummed that you got this. I thought you were never going to get it, the line of questioning that you were on.
I was so fired up.
Not me.
I think I was more happy that I surprised you than in getting the question. Getting the question right was awesome, but having that reaction made it better.
Oh, I bet it did.
I appreciate you for that.
My mind was like, oh, this one he's getting wrong. And then you go, oh, the Rockies.
Is that what I sounded like?
Yeah. I almost just said a bad word. I was just so bad about it. You want a shot at beating Steve? You got a 206-803-ROCK. We're to play Beat Migs at 8:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Here's another question from a listener. I'm getting my wages garnished. Can bankruptcy help with that?
Absolutely. One of the big reasons people file bankruptcy is because they have a judgment or a lawsuit against them, or their wages are getting garnished, and so they can't pay their other regular ongoing bills. People sometimes think that you can't file bankruptcy once they have a judgment against them or once a garnishment has started, and that's not true. Filing bankruptcy will immediately stop any garnishment that you have going, except for child support, and stop your creditors from continuing continuing on with garnishments of your bank account, your wages, and in most cases will discharge that liability through the bankruptcy process. And we can file a bankruptcy case for you usually the day you come in.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
Hi, I'm PJ Vogt, here to tell you about my new podcast, Search Engine. On Search Engine, we tackle the kinds of questions that keep you up at night. Like, why are drug dealers putting fentanyl in everything? Should we be worried that Elon Musk believes that we're living in a simulation? And, for the love of God, is it actually unsafe to drink the coffee on airplanes? On Search Engine, no question is too big and no question is too small. Listen and follow Search Engine with PJ Vogt and Odyssey Podcast. Available now on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who specialize in saving the day and for the ones who've mastered the art of keeping business moving. We offer industrial-grade supplies for every industry with same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders, all backed by real people ready to help. So you can get the right answers and products right when you need them. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, I'm PJ Vogt, here to tell you about my new podcast, Search Engine. On Search Engine, we tackle the kinds of questions that keep you up at night. Like, why are drug dealers putting fentanyl in everything? Should we be worried that Elon Musk believes that we're living in a simulation? And, for the love of God, is it actually unsafe to drink the coffee on airplanes? On Search Engine, no question is too big and no question is too small. Listen and follow Search Engine with PJ Vogt and Odyssey Podcast. Available now on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Once again, we've teamed up with the Washington State Council of Firefighters and Operation Warm to put new coats on kids that need them. And this year, our goal, 2,500 kids. They need winter coats. We want to make that happen.
Oh, man, it's a lot of money we got to raise, but the Rockaholics have stepped up year after year after year. BJ, it's always impressive just how much people are willing to help out. Kids are in need. And we're hoping to get, like you said, 2,500 coats on kids in need, which is about $50,000 we need to raise. We are over $8,000 raised, so we're doing well, Rockaholics, but definitely we need some more help. But big thanks to a lot of people like Jeffrey Dorr, who donated $36. Also, Casper the Friendly Pup. Casper the Friendly Pup. I said that right.
Okay.
$50. Thank you, Casper the Friendly Pup.
All right, I will tolerate Casper the Pup on this show since Casper gave 50.
Yeah, if your pet wants to make a donation, they can. If the humans want to make donations, they can as well.
Hey, if you want to irritate me and also help out the kids, have your pets make the donation. That would be great. I want to thank Palace Law for matching up to $1,000 in donations. You can really help us out in many ways. Like, you just text us to make your donation. Text KISW Give to 44321. That's how you can donate. KISW Give. Text that to 44321. Or you can get all the info. Make a donation at KISW.com.
Let's play Beat Migs.
It's time to play the game. So everybody scream his name. Beat Migs. Don't be a loser. Whoa. Beat Migs. You're a loser.
Who's ready to beat Migs? I know Lance from Graham is. Lance, are you there?
am here, and happy belated birthday, Sarah.
Hey.
Thank you so much. All right, Steve, now get out of here.
Goodbye.
For those playing at home, Lance has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you'll only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Let's go.
What dodgeball actor co-stars alongside Reese Witherspoon in the movie Four Christmases?
Vince Vaughn.
Yes. The ancient city of Rome was built on how many hills?
3.
No.
4.
No.
6.
No. Darius Rucker was the lead singer of what band?
Hootie and the Blowfish.
Yes. What retired famous baseball pitcher was nicknamed the Big Unit?
That's Randy Johnson.
Yes. What is said to be Milk's favorite cookie?
Oreos.
Yes. Which sign of the zodiac is represented by two aquatic animals tethered to each other?
Pisces.
Yes. The French Revolution took place in what century?
Oh, geez. The 17th?
No.
18th.
Yes. Leonardo DiCaprio played Luke Brower in what 80s sitcom?
Pass.
The flag of Greece are what two colors?
Blue and white.
Yes. What is the smallest unit of matter?
An atom.
Yes. Leonardo DiCaprio played Luke Brower in what 80s sitcom?
God, I can't remember it. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's all good. You got 8 correct, though.
Oh, hopefully that's not the difference maker.
I hope not, but that's a great score.
I can't think of the name of the show either, and I'm so bummed. I'm like, I would lose on that one. I know. I'm thinking all these other sitcom names, Danny. I have all of them in my, but I know they're not the right one, and I just cannot pull this up in my brain.
Oh, I wonder if Steve can.
Pull something out of BJ's brain.
Ugh. Steve, are you ready?
Oh, yeah!
What dodgeball actor co-stars alongside Reese Witherspoon in the movie Four Christmases?
Oh, Vince Vaughn.
Yes. The ancient city of Rome was built on how many hills?
I'm going to go 69.
No.
10?
No.
9.
No. Darius Rucker was the lead singer of
Hootie
what
and the
band?
Blowfish.
Yes.
Hootie for life.
What retired famous baseball pitcher was nicknamed the Big Unit?
Oh, that's Randy Johnson.
Yes. What is said to be Milk's favorite cookie?
Milk's favorite cookie, chocolate chip?
No.
Oreo?
Yes.
All right.
Which sign of the zodiac is represented by two aquatic animals tethered to each other?
Pisces.
Yes.
Boom.
The French Revolution took place in what century?
I'm going to go 18th.
Yes.
Whatever.
Leonardo DiCaprio played Luke Brower in what 80s sitcom?
Growing Pains.
Yes. The flag of Greece is what two colors?
Green and red.
No.
Green and white.
No.
Red and white?
No.
Blue and white.
Yes. What is the smallest unit of matter?
Farts.
No.
Math.
No.
Doesn't matter.
No. Ooh, and it would have mattered. It would have mattered because you got 7 correct, which is a loss. 8-7.
Yeah.
Let's go,
nice
Lance.
Job, Lance.
The Greek
Nice
flag.
job.
All right, go Niners.
Oh, shut up.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, he's done.
I win. No song.
I don't know. He wished me a belated birthday, though.
It's you remember for what they did last, not what they did first.
Why do we have Niners fans here? Why are they even listening to our show? They should be banned.
My father-in-law is a really big Niners fan.
And that's why he's banned from the house.
Yeah,
Dude, that's going to be a rough weekend.
Yeah, it is.
They're really good.
Oh, it's going to be a rough couple. It's going to be a rough weekend. Next Monday,
That'll
week
be a
from this
rough
coming
Monday.
Monday, is going to be a beating. I hope I'm wrong. I hope that I can eat my words and go, my God, your Seattle Seahawks have done the impossible and beaten 2 amazing teams.
5-0, baby. They're going 5-0.
I know. I asked J. Rubs if we could see a movie on Sunday, and I was like, well, what time are the Hawks playing? Because I know we can't go during that time. And he was like, they're playing the Niners. We can go see a movie. Like,
it's the same thing. I had friends trying to put together a little get together with some of us that train together and for wrestling stuff. And they're like, I think Sunday's the only day we could do it. I'm like, oh, the Seahawks are playing. And I look at the schedule. I'm like, oh, but they're playing the Niners. If it's playing, at least if we go somewhere it's playing in the background, that's good enough.
yeah, or I can look at it on my phone or something.
I don't want to be miserable all day watching that game.
I know.
Yeah, I know. I want to believe that we have a shot, but after what the Niners did to the Eagles last weekend, I know that you can't carry over. It's always a different team in any given Sunday, but how can you think that the Seahawks have a shot?
You just never know.
Oh.
Any given Sunday, BJ. That's why they play the game.
Yeah, you
Is
never
that why
know.
they play the game? All right.
One that you and Lance both got wrong. The ancient city of Rome was built on how many hills?
5.
Lucky number?
7.
7.
Okay.
Yes. Very impressed that you knew Luke Brower.
Oh, yeah.
In
I love
Pains.
Growing Pains.
That was one that Lance could not think of.
I could not think of the name. I know the show. Alan Thicke was on the show, and Kirk Cameron and everybody, but I could not think of the name.
Yep.
Yeah,
And the smallest unit of matter is an atom.
All right.
So if you got that,
buddy.
you would have tied, but you lost.
I lost.
So
You
sorry.
suck.
It was the flag of Greece that screwed me. I mean, I screwed myself.
Did I get a song? I'm wondering if I got a song. I mean, I feel like I should have a song here. I mean, I know I'm not there, but there we go. Thank you, buddy. I was going to say, yeah, come on. Yeah, I wasn't going to forget. I'm getting better and better every day. You actually might see me tomorrow. I have to take one more test.
Why?
Why? What do you mean, why?
You just played that loser song. I don't want to see you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very excited. Our company has a weirder policy than the rest of the country, but I mean, I'm good. I already tested negative once. I feel great, but our company says
What if you
have
test
to have
positive and you got it again?
Dude, if I did test positive because whatever, I don't know what to tell you.
I don't either, to be honest.
I don't know what to say, but yeah, it's I'm very, very happy because my doctor, my doctor is just like, well, at your age, you should probably, like, she wants me to take every drug known to man. And I was like, I think I can do it without the Paxlovid because it makes your mouth taste like crap. I said, I'm feeling okay. Let me try to do COVID, just get over it with regular stuff. But my doctor's like, I don't know, buddy. I mean, with
we got
your
these
age
pills
and
we
your
need
health.
to sell you.
Oh, yeah. So I don't, she's not so much a pull pusher, whatever the word is, but I think she just has a lot of confidence in me. I think I'm in a lot better shape than she wants to give me credit for.
Yeah. I mean,
okay, you don't believe it either. All right. Well, all right. Sorry.
I'm not willing to bet against her. I mean, she's your doctor. She probably knows better than anyone.
I feel like I'm in halfway decent shape. I mean, yeah, I'm on a lot of pills, but I still feel like, I mean, I don't have a ton of weight on me. I think I'm in relatively decent shape. And
would she agree?
No, she didn't. She's like, I don't think you're going to make it. Both times I got COVID, she's like, I don't think you're going to make it.
I don't know if you're going to make it. Have you made a will, BJ?
I mean, come on. Give me a shot here. And I mean, both times it's really not been that big of a deal. It's like I've just had a cold. I've had worse flus.
Right.
So I get all my shots. I get pincushion like a Mo. You figure that would be enough, but no.
Pincushion like a Mo.
Yeah, that's it. I would say the whole word, but I can't say the whole word.
Speaking of the Seahawks, if they lose this weekend, this will be the first time, I believe, in the Pete Carroll era that they have lost 4 games in a row.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
A lot of
He's
pressure.
never had a 4-game losing streak.
It's rare that they even have a 3-game losing streak. Like, usually they bounce back pretty good. Man.
It's a brutal stretch. They're in a brutal stretch.
I was thinking about it this morning, and I was driving. I'm like, I got to stop thinking about this team. Because then I started thinking about, like, the games that they could have won, and thinking about what their record would have been, and also being like, at one point they were 6-3, now they're 500.
Yeah.
And then in my head, I'm like, well, at one point the 49ers lost 3 in a row. It could be okay. But they just look unstoppable.
Yeah, they do.
Do you think there's another, I mean, I guess there's probably maybe a team in the AFC that will give them a good run for their money for Super Bowl chances. But the 49ers just look like they've got everything working. Offense, defense, special teams.
There's one team in the AFC that I read a great article about, and that's the Baltimore Ravens. Yeah. And, the fact that they seem to destroy the NFC every time they play.
That's the team.
Yeah, because nobody knows how to defend against those guys because they just don't see them enough. Whereas in their own division, people have figured it out a little bit better. But if you're seeing the Ravens for the first time, your chances of losing that game go up so high because of, I guess, Lamar Jackson and what they do on offense. It's just so hard for a team that doesn't know what to do with it to do anything with. And it's hard to see on film even how to deal with them if you've never really played against them. So that's a team I think maybe, Steve, if they can get to the Super Bowl, they might be able to give them a run for their money. I mean, Jacksonville just lost their quarterback, and I don't know how long Lawrence is going to be out, but so, you don't know where they're going to go. I mean, you never can count out the Chiefs. I don't know if Buffalo is going to be anything. They seem to can't get their act together. I thought they were going to be much better. It seems like the Niners are unstoppable. I mean, their offense and their defense together just seems to be one way or the other. It's just so good. Like, they're good on both sides of the ball.
Because you look at even the teams that they lost to, I don't know if they would lose to them again if they had the Vikings especially. They don't have the same quarterback. So, I mean, that would be a whole different vibe. And then you got the Bengals or the Browns who both beat them.
Yeah, I don't know about the Eagles yet. Like, will the Eagles have a little bit of an advantage since at least they played them once? And if they meet them again in the conference championship, would the Eagles have a better shot? That's the only thing I don't know.
42-19, though.
I know, dude.
It's not like it was like
I'm trying to come up with something.
It's not like the Eagles lost by like a field goal.
I know they got destroyed. I know right now. I mean, unless there's a surprising team coming up, who knows?
Seahawks.
I will tell you this. Maybe the Rams could be a shocker if they continue on the upswing because of the fact that they play so much that maybe the Rams might have some solving for that. I don't know. I'm with you, dude. I don't know who I think can beat the Niners. They should be in power rankings. They should be the number one team right now. Definitely.
I mean, the 49ers only, but they beat the Rams by 7 when they played them the last time. It was 30-23.
Yeah, it's very. I mean, the Rams are a team I don't know. They're a team that could be very, very surprising because they're on the upswing. And unless we do something that will shock the world, I don't know what to tell you, man. I think that we're done, and I think.
Well, the Rams this weekend's where we find out if they're actually legit or not because they're playing the Ravens.
Oh, they're going to lose. I mean,
because they beat the Seahawks, they beat the Cardinals, and then they beat the Browns.
If you go by that article I read, the Rams will lose to the Ravens because they don't play them, and the Ravens do so well against NFC teams. They just do. So I wouldn't say this makes the Rams a good or bad team. The Ravens seem to just be a magical team against the NFC. So we'll see. It's going to be good, though, except for us. I think everybody else is excited, except for us.
So why hate on the 49er fans? All you guys do is talk about how bad Seattle teams are. But there are teams, damn it.
They're our rival. What do you mean? Do I have to explain to fans why you hate the other team? Even like, I'm a Red Sox fan. I don't ever have to go to a Yankee fan and go, hey, why do you hate us so much? I know exactly why Yankee fans hate us so much. I mean, it's the rival team. What do you mean? You should be hated by anybody in your division. Of course you should be.
Well, it's funny because I had this dude at the gym I always talk to, and he's a 49ers fan, and something was going on. I was like, brought up the Seahawks. He's like, yeah, I was bummed to see the Seahawks lose. I'm like, well, excuse me? He's like, why root for the Seahawks when they don't play against the 49ers? I'm like, this is the strangest conversation I think I'm ever going to have. Like, I didn't even know. I thought for sure, like, we were going to jokingly give each other a hard time because you love the 49ers and I love the Seahawks. I'm like, you've disarmed any of my opportunities to give you crap.
It is weird, Steve, because I used to live in San Francisco. It is a different vibe. Like, even they're not the same as East Coast fans. I thought they would be more rabid. And San Francisco fans were actually like, oh, I mean, how are you? Nice to see you. Hope everybody does well. And I'm like, hope everybody does well. You don't want your team to win? Well, no, I just hope it's a good game for everybody. I'm like, what the hell? Well, who are you?
I don't think they're like, oh, I hope everybody has fun.
I'm telling you, San Francisco fans were not as rabid as I thought a fan of their team should be. They were really way too cordial to me as the guy who was rooting for the other team. I was just like, okay, all right, if you were in my town, we would not say that to you, sir. I wish death on you and your family.
Come to my hood, bitch.
That's right. I'll show you how to be a fan. All right, it is time for Listeners on the Loose. This is where you pick the topic and you get to guide the show. 206-803-ROCK. We got your calls, we got your texts. We'll take those at 9:20 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose, where you pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-803-ROCK, that is the number to call. That is the number to text. I don't care what you want to talk about. Do remember, you got to follow C's rule.
It's a simple rule, BJ, and it's to show some energy and bring it. Otherwise, well, we're just going to have to gong it. And then say goodbye.
Goodbye, old friend.
206-803-ROCK, the number to call, the number to text.
Someone just asked, hey, have you guys seen Philip Grubauer's Winter Classic goalie gear? It looks pretty awesome.
I have not seen it. I know you've been drooling over it, but I'm not in studio, so I haven't really. What can I check it out?
Show it to you. It's hard to tell. Probably. So it's
I see
the old
now.
brown vintage looking gear.
Oh, that's old school looking. Oh, that's sweet.
A lot of goalies do that. So like during the Winter Classic, they always make different jerseys. Like Danny's wearing the Kraken's Winter Classic jersey. They try to make it seem more vintage and older. And I always love that the goalies will get new customized gear for the Winter Classic, and a lot of them do what Phil Grubauer did, and they try and it's a modern twist, but they make them look almost like the old school leather pads from back in the day. And it's funny because I remember many years ago, I was watching one of the Winter Classic games, and this just shows how much of an impulsive buyer I was. One of the goalies did something just like that, and I got so excited about it that I went online and ordered brand new custom gear. And this is forever ago, like when I was able to make stupid purchases. We have a kid, and it's almost exactly like what Grubauer has. I don't know if you can be able to see it all that well, but it's my gear is like that same brown style as he has it.
Nice.
It's like I always wondered. If I had a chance to talk to any goalie gear makers, be like, how many goalies were just as dumb as I was? Saw a pro goalie doing, be like, I like that. I want to do it too. But it's such a
That's
cool
why
look.
they do it. That's why they do it. That's why they release it early. They know they're smart. They know we're impulse buyers.
Oh, it's so great, though. I thought it was awesome that he has that. Of course, if people are like, is he going to lose in that gear? I'm like, well, he probably will, but that's okay.
You know, when I think about the Mariners and DePoto's latest the article they wrote about his, like, how he's spending and making it look like the team is lowering the budget and just not giving us a lot of hope. The Seahawks, we're thinking about them, and of course the Kraken having a tough opening to the season. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, it is doom and gloom around here if you talk to anybody about sports.
Unless you're a Huskies fan.
That's the only silver lining. You're right. You're absolutely right. The Huskies, being the number 2 football team in the country. And when you take a look at the powerhouse teams that they're with, and even though, I know there's controversy because, some people believe Alabama shouldn't be in there. But still, I mean, that is pretty awesome because usually those other names that you see them with, you see those names a lot in college football. You just hear about them a lot. It's kind of fun to have the Huskies up there, in that same echelon.
Yeah. And speaking of the Kraken, Danny's rocking that Winter Classic jersey in person.
Looks good.
Looks awesome.
I know. I even on screen, I'm looking at it and I still think it looks awesome. And I bet it looks even better. And it's felt, Danny. That S is felt.
Yes, it is.
I felt it.
Yeah. The reason I laughed is because right before you came in from the break, Steve, BJ was like, "Man, that jersey looks amazing in person." And I looked at him through our Zoom screen and I was like, "In person, huh?"
It's no different than looking at a picture on the internet, man.
It looks better than what I've seen on the internet. That's why I was like, damn. And then I realized, yeah, you're right. I can't wait to actually see it in person.
Dude, it fits awesome too. Like, because I got the authentic one. And so for some reason, the authentic ones, they're just a little bit more form fitting.
Yeah.
And when I put it on this morning, I was like, man, I want to wear this all the time.
See, I like that, Danny. I'm not a fan of hockey jerseys because they seem to be bulkier than I would like. But boy, if that does look like it fits you well, maybe I might have to reconsider this whole thing.
You should do it.
Do it. Just get it, man.
It's a good looking. It really is a good looking sweater, man. I mean, it really, really is. I like that a lot.
I kind of want to. I don't know if they have it yet, and probably I shouldn't look because I know I'll spend my money right now if they do. But I would love to get like a hoodie in that style, but with that same felt patch on the hoodie. You know what I mean? Because that felt patch is what makes the jersey look cool.
Oh yeah, if the hoodie has the same style,
pretty much take that patch, maybe make it. We could take that offline and figure out exactly the sizing of it. But you know what I mean? Like that's that material on a hoodie would be so sick.
Yeah. I'd love that, man.
And I would spend a lot of money on that.
206-803-ROCK. It's listeners on the loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. Devin in Seattle, you are on the rock.
Okay, first of all, I'm 39 years old, and I was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer in 2019. But I had my scans yesterday, and I am officially no progression of disease in 4 years.
Wow, that is amazing, because stage 4 is not good news.
Yes, it's an automatic terminal, but my oncologist and the oral chemo that I'm on has been keeping it from spreading further.
So is that something that you'll be like? Is that what you? Is there a hope of it going fully away, or is it just about like keeping it like where it's at right now?
It's just keeping it where it's at right now, and then when the medication that I'm on stops working, we try the next best thing.
Yeah, I know some people in my life that's exactly what they're doing right now, and they know that there's no cure, and it's just extending the time they have. And what have they told you, Devin? I mean, have they given you a little bit more of a prognosis, a healthier prognosis about, hey, you could be around for X amount of years? Do you have any idea?
Yeah, so when I was first diagnosed, they said it was a 20% chance living past 5 years, and now that's gone up since it's been 4.
Wow.
So now I have, it's like around 50 now.
Dang. Well, Devin, that is obviously great news. I am happy that somebody calls us and says, hey, here's a thing I'd like to share with you, because that is terrific. And how's your attitude? How are you feeling? Because, you're the person I think I need to talk to every time I'm in a bad mood about something stupid.
My feeling is, because I've got 2 kids, So my feeling is, I just try to live every day to the best that I can. And, like, I don't sweat the small stuff because, like, I have something really, really big going on. So it's like most things are like, oh, my gosh, that's, it's nothing.
Devin, how old are your kids?
6 and 9.
Wow. And do they have any idea what's going on, or are they just, because it's interesting. Parents.
Sorry.
6 and 9.
I was trying my best to hold it in.
You really
should.
I totally missed that. I totally missed that.
Sorry.
Nice move.
I was holding it in.
I don't even know how.
Danny's looking at me. I'm like, don't do it. Don't do it. And then it just comes out of nowhere. Nice.
That totally set Steve off.
Sorry.
That's fantastic.
You probably
Devin
knew going into it when you said those ages.
She knew what she was doing.
That's going to trigger something out of me.
I bet Devin was surprised it went as long as it did.
I thought I was getting through, man. I was like free and clear. And I opened my mouth and nice came out.
It is nice. I mean, there's no doubt about it. 6 and 9 is a perfect age for children. So, Devin, do they know? Or because some people don't like to tell their kids. I'm from a generation where nobody would have ever told me anything like that. It was amazing how much was kept from me.
Yes, they do know, especially because when I was originally diagnosed with stage 2 in 2016, I was pregnant with my youngest.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
So from the moment that they understand, they've known, and they know mommy's sick. And in fact, one time I thought I was having like a heart attack, but it was a panic attack. And my 9-year-old got my phone and called 911.
Wow. Damn.
Because they know. They're like, mommy's sick. Something could happen. If something happens, we need to call 911.
Devin,
I'm a single mom. Mom, so.
Oh, wow. And you're a single mom and you're doing all this? Oy, oy,
yeah.
Oy. Wow, you are like you're just a hero. What can I say?
Yeah,
now
I
feel horrible about complaining about anything. I really do.
BJ still will complain, but he just now feels horrible about it.
Yeah, I will. I'll probably feel a little worse than usual. Devin, you're an all-star. I would love it if you would call us. I don't know, once a year, once every 6 months, and just tell us how things are, because it's good to hear stories like this. It really, really is.
Thank you. All I ask is to send prayers to the Seahawks. Send prayers to the Seahawks.
You know what? You're right. They better not let you down this weekend.
You've got somebody who's stage 4 saying, forget me. We really need to help out those Seahawks.
Yes.
I'm a diehard Seahawks fan. Forget about me and pray for the Hawks.
I'm right there with you. Let's go, Hawks.
Devin, I cannot tell you how much I love you right now. You are so awesome. Devin, thank you for listening. Thank you so much.
Go
for
Hawks.
Yeah, and go Hawks. That, by the way, is a true fan. That's all I'm going to say. You know what? You're not a bigger fan than she is. She wants you to redirect all the prayers to them.
That was amazing.
That's awesome. You pick the topic. You guide the show. It is Listeners on the Loose. Call us. Text us 206-803-ROCK. The number to call, the number to text. More of your calls and texts at 933 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Hi, I'm PJ Vogt, here to tell you about my new podcast, Search Engine. On Search Engine, we tackle the kinds of questions that keep you up at night. Like, why are drug dealers putting fentanyl in everything? Should we be worried that Elon Musk believes that we're living in a simulation? And, for the love of God, is it actually unsafe to drink the coffee on airplanes? On Search Engine, no question is too big and no question is too small. Listen and follow Search Engine with PJ Vogt and Odyssey Podcast. Available now on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm Glennon Doyle, author of Untamed and host of the podcast We Can Do Hard Things. On We Can Do Hard Things, my wife Abby, my sister Amanda, and I talk honestly about the hard parts of life. Join us and guests like Michelle Obama, Tracy Ellis Ross, and Brene Brown as we have refreshingly honest conversations. New episodes are out every Tuesday and Thursday, so listen to and follow We Can Do Hard Things, an Odyssey podcast, available now for free on the Odyssey app and everywhere you get your podcasts.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. It's listeners on the loose. You pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-803-ROCK. That is the number to call. That is the number to text.
Also, just texted and I'm very jealous at Danny V for having that Moto pizza once again. Those pictures looked delicious.
Oh, Moto. It is my favorite pizza in Seattle.
I know my wife even brought it up. She's like, we need to make another order for Moto Pizza again. I'm like, you usually look at me like I'm insane for ordering the pizzas because, it takes months until you could get it.
It was actually really funny, too, because I got it for my birthday. That was like my choice for birthday dinner. But I forgot to see if they were doing pre-orders. And luckily, when I signed on to the website, it automatically was like December 5th, 8 p.m. I was like, yes, that's exactly my birthday.
That's the day I need it for.
And I got the crab one this time.
How was that?
Oh, how was that, man?
It looks good.
It was delicious. And it was so different because usually I'm a red sauce kind of guy, but this one was like a white base with butter and then crab shaved on the top of it. And it was awesome. It was I don't know. If you like crab at all or seafood, it was just
I like crab.
It mixed really well with the cheese and all of the above.
And I heard a rumor, and it might have been from you, that you can go to Moto now. You pretty much have a good chance of just walking in and getting what you want.
I got an email, and they also posted on their socials that apparently, they're doing walk-ups now. So if you don't have to do the whole sign-up thing, but it's first come, first serve. If they run out of dough, you're not going to have any.
I think if I run out of dough, I ain't getting any pizza. So it doesn't
matter.
True. Works both ways, doesn't it?
Yeah, pretty much, right?
I would still put in your order, though, if you really want to try it. And it was funny, too, because we went to the Beer Junction, which is a beer spot in West Seattle, because they allow you to bring your own food in. And that's where we went and had dinner that night. And the bartender at the Beer Junction was like, is that your first time trying Moto? We're like, no, this is our fifth.
Yeah.
We're kind of obsessed. And he was like, good for you guys.
It's a little bit of a problem.
I really liked what I got at the ballpark, and I feel like it's still not the same as getting it fresh right out of the joint.
Yeah.
I mean, even though it was fresh out of whatever they had, but I just have a feeling that they have a little bit of a different type of setup than what they have at T-Mobile Park.
These are the moments where I'm about to say something that I'm glad my family doesn't listen, because I feel like they might disown me. Because I contend, as a New Yorker, grew up, I love pizza. There's so many great pizzerias in New York. Thin slice, love it. Detroit style pizza is the best pizza.
Ooh,
that's at least the Moto Detroit style. I haven't had a lot of Detroit style pizza though. J Rubs, there was a Little Caesars next to the restaurant we were at last night for Sarah's birthday, and so he did get one, and I'm gonna see if I can get a slice today.
Little Caesars. I mean,
It's at least it's Detroit style. At
yes,
least.
I know, but I mean, and it's good. Don't get me wrong, but I think about Dino's in Capitol Hill. They've got Detroit style. I've never wanted to go to Detroit, but now I kind of want to go to Detroit to enjoy a Detroit style pizza in Detroit.
Me too, actually.
Is it just called style pizza then?
Dude, here's the thing. I used to go to Detroit every once in a while because we had friends there. Never even realized that their pizza was that good. My friends never turned me on to that. We never ever had pizza when we were with them while they lived in the Detroit area. And so I had no idea that even Detroit style pizza was a thing until I wasn't going to Detroit anymore.
It's really the crust, man. That crust is so good. And then just the burned cheese on the sides of it.
Yeah.
Well, it's crazy because for the longest time, when I would see a Detroit style pizza at a pizza place, I thought it was just a Sicilian pizza because it looks just the same.
Sure.
And I'm like, oh, they just cooked it a little bit different, but it's a Sicilian pizza, not realizing it's different how they put the cheese on it, how they put the sauce on it, the type of pan that they use.
So good.
And I love the backstory of them where they were using the old the steel pans that you use for oil at a car place, and that's what they use. That's the pan. That's where it all started, I guess. It's I don't know the full backstory, but I remember seeing some kind of a piece on Man versus Food or Diners, Drive-In and Dives, one of those places, and that's where it all started.
Completely makes sense.
Yeah.
When you think of the Motor City and all the work they do with cars, that makes a lot of sense.
And I kind of want to buy one of those pans now.
Oh, wait. Really? You think you're going to be able to recreate this at home?
Yeah.
I almost want to challenge you to this because you did make pretty good tamales.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, dude.
And
the mom-in-law, she said all she wants for Christmas is Steve's tamales, man.
Wow. Okay.
So now I got to get cracking on that.
Okay, well, I want you to get cracking on your Detroit-style pizza.
That would be
I'm
hilarious.
ready.
I don't know if it'll be anything like Moto pizza, but it'd be fun to try.
I just like pizza, and you know what? It's almost. I'm like, how much could you screw that up? I don't know, maybe a lot, but I still am willing to give it a shot.
You never know. You don't know until you try, BJ.
And I'm willing to try pizza. I don't care.
So what's the difference with Detroit style pizza? It's the crust, the dough, the way that they put their sauce. What is it? The sauce goes on top of the cheese.
Yes.
So the cheese is like and the way that the cheese melts onto the side of the pan, so it caramelizes it. It's just it's delicious.
If you've ever had focaccia bread, the crust reminds me a little bit of some focaccia bread that I've had, so that's the one way to look at it. And then what Steve just described is how they cook it, which is different. It's a big difference to put the cheese on first and the sauce on second. It does have a big difference.
I know Chicago's thick, New York is thin. Detroit, it's almost like in the middle. I mean, it's definitely not. It's not nearly as thick as Chicago, but it's definitely thicker than a New York style.
Chicago just reminds me of you're eating like lasagna.
It's just a pie.
Yeah, it's
or a cake.
Yeah, it's not
pizza cake.
It doesn't remind me of pizza. Whereas like this one at least has pizza. It reminds me of pizza, and it's so delicious.
It's so good.
Yeah, I would say this like pizza flavored pie is probably not a horrible definition of Chicago style pizza. Yeah, it really, I mean, it's like, oh, hey, we're just, instead of making any kind of pie like we make, we're just going to put the ingredients of pizza into a pie. And the top of it's going to look like a pizza, but it's going to taste like pie as well. But yeah, focaccia bread style pizza is the best way to describe the crust of Detroit style pizza. And then the difference of the cheese first and then the sauce on top also makes a big difference on the flavor and just the whole thing.
Just try it. You'll thank us later.
You'll like it. It is Listeners on the Loose, 206-803-ROCK, the number to call, the number to text.
Someone just texted in saying earlier you guys were talking about Elf and how it's one of the newer Christmas classics. So based on that, what is your Mount Rushmore of Christmas movies? For me, it's Christmas Vacation, The Grinch with Jim Carrey, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and Die Hard. Well, I mean, 3 of the 4 are Christmas films. So.
Yeah, I'm not... look, as much as Die Hard's a great movie and it's around Christmas, I really just want it to be a movie that's just all about Christmas. That's my thing.
Right.
And so Die Hard just doesn't get up there.
Because I would put Gremlins then on this list, but I don't really view that. I know it's...
Yeah, again, same thing. It's got to be all about Christmas. Christmas has got to be the focus. Bad Santa's got to be in my... It's got to be. It's going to be in my Mount Rushmore. Bad Santa is such a great movie.
Do you like the movie though, or do you like the memories of watching it with your daughter every year, or both?
I really like I like both, but the movie I think stands up. Okay. I still laugh out loud at the way he treats Thurman Merman, and I also laugh out loud at how pathetically, wonderfully adorable Thurman Merman is. And it's so bad. The movie is so bad, and John Ritter is so good in it, and Bernie Mac is so good in it. I just think that movie is so well done. And Danny, you're right. It's also, I just love that my kid loves it. I mean, I just think it's so great that that's Sarah and I's favorite Christmas movie.
I kind of want to put that on my Mount Rushmore as well. I don't think that's a bad pick. It's such a fun movie to watch.
And Rudolph's a great movie, but I do like Santa Claus is Coming to Town, which is also another one of those filmation, claymation things. Put one foot in front of the other. And the Burgermeister Burger. I've always liked that slightly better than Rudolph, but I think I'd put those two in my Mount Rushmore as well.
Of Christmas. Do you view those as movies?
Well, I mean, they're hour specials, you're right, but they kind of are. I mean, I feel like... all right, if you're not going to count it as a movie, then we can't put him in there. But I mean, he did. He put Rudolph in there.
No, this is your pick for your Mount Rushmore.
I like The Grinch Who Stole Christmas, Jim Carrey's version.
It's great.
I do. I like it better than I thought I would. I don't know if I put it in the Mount Rushmore. Oh boy, that's a tough one.
I think for me, I would put Elf.
Yeah.
I'd put Bad Santa as well.
Yeah, Elf and Bad Santa, yeah.
Santa Claus, Tim Allen.
The Santa, I don't love that movie as much as everybody else.
Well, you clearly don't have taste in good films.
I mean, it's a good movie. I just don't know if I put it in my Mount Rushmore.
And then rounding out the 4 that would be in a Mount Rushmore, the most important one, Jingle All the Way.
Oh, I'm going to watch one tonight.
Jingle All the Way?
No, I'm going to watch another one that might be in my top.
What is
I just haven't seen it yet. And Violent Night. I really...
Oh, I want to see that.
Yeah. See, I'm saving one spot because I think I hear people say it's a good flick, and I really want to, I want it to be so good. So I'm saving a spot in my Mount Rushmore till I see Violent Night.
Someone just said y'all got to watch Violent Night. Gory action comedy with the real Santa Claus.
Yeah, I think I'm going to put it up there. I'm already believing the hype, and I haven't even seen it yet.
I'll probably dump out. Then I'd have to dump out like Elf if I'm gonna if it's that good.
Oh, really? Yeah, you Jingle All the Way over Elf?
100%. 100%.
I can't even sit through Jingle All the Way, but okay.
Have you tried?
I said I can't sit through it, so obviously I did.
Well, I don't know if you started it and got up and walked away and forgot.
No,
Arnold Schwarzenegger?
No. I only like Arnold in movies. I told you, only one comedy I like with it he's in, and that's True Lies. Otherwise, he's got to be action Arnold. I just don't have any time for his comedy. I just don't. I know I'm in the minority on that, but
honestly, and someone's like, I don't know, man, you should watch it and see if it stands the test of time. Honestly, I forgot about that movie until a couple of years ago. And my wife and I put it on more so as a goof, and I was so happy we watched it. I had so much fun watching that movie.
What did she think?
I had so much fun watching that movie. It was so good, BJ.
Okay, then. I
mean, she got a lot of she probably cleared out a lot of her emails and pictures on her phone while we were watching it.
Nice.
Yeah, it's there's just a lot of good Christmas stuff out there, but they're all about equal to me. Like, I don't know if I could elevate any of them to the top 5 than beyond what I have. They're like that. My number 5 is just a bunch of ties. That's why I think Violent Night might be able to, make it up there. Because I'm a sucker for some of those. I mean, A Christmas Story is decent, but I wouldn't put it in my top 5.
What about Christmas Vacation? I might have to dump Elf for Christmas Vacation.
Yep.
Yeah, see, Christmas Vacation's a tie with me as well. I don't love it as much as everybody else does, but Christmas Vacation is solid. It's a solid movie.
One texter said someone said it could be heavily argued that Gremlins is a Christmas movie because, well, he got Gizmo as a Christmas gift.
Yeah, but really, the movie, I don't know, and I'm going to have to watch Violent Night to see just how Christmassy it is. But I mean, if
Santa Claus is in it. It's a
Christmas
Christmas
movie the whole time. I mean,
if Die Hard, it wasn't John McClane, it was Santa Claus, then yes, it's a Christmas movie.
Exactly. Yeah, totally with you on that. And I think same thing with Gremlins. Yeah. So there's just a lot of ties for me. I like 8-Bit Christmas. I think it's a good movie. If you haven't seen it with NPH, we talk about it all the time.
You talk about it all the time. I feel like they owe you money.
It's a good movie. If you haven't checked it out, about a dude, you didn't like the idea of all the things he had to do to try to get his N64 or his Nintendo.
I thought it was nice.
It was nice. Oh, my God. I don't know what to do with you anymore. Jingle All the Way over 8-Bit Christmas? Okay, you're high.
It's not even a question.
It's a complete not even a question. 8-Bit Christmas wrecks that movie. And it's got NPH.
You said you haven't even sat through all of Jingle All the Way.
Yes, there's a reason. There's a reason for that part of the season. All right. Well, hard to believe we don't agree on a list. I don't know how that never happens on any.
Someone said I think this will probably be on Danny's Mount Rushmore, Nightmare Before Christmas.
No, because that's a Halloween movie. Thank you.
Never
Let's
mind.
move on.
It has Christmas in its name.
Let's move on. Danny's like, if you put it on that Mount Rushmore, I'll rip it down.
It's great, but I consider it a Halloween movie.
I do too.
It's not called A Nightmare Before Halloween.
I understand that, but it's more about Halloween monsters than it is about the Christmas season.
I don't remember
but they kidnap Santa Claus. I mean,
you haven't seen it?
I don't know. Maybe. But Santa's in it.
Yeah,
Santa gets kidnapped. I mean, it's not. Come on, buddy.
You can't just make up rules willy-nilly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with Danny on this. It really is a Halloween movie that they pretend it's more about Christmas, but it really is a Halloween movie.
Thank you.
To go back to our Detroit-style pizza, someone wanted to give us a recommendation.
Oh, okay. Well, you had Dino's in Capitol Hill. Of course, we're talking about Moto Pizza. What else I got?
They said if you want the best store-bought Detroit-style pizza, look for Motor City Pizza Company's box pizzas. They have them at Walmart, some Fred Meyer's, and other stores as well. No other box pizza touches their pies.
Interesting.
Really?
That's kind of cool.
I mean, look, I'm not a frozen pizza guy. I won't turn it down because pizza's pizza. But I haven't heard anybody rave over frozen pizza like this
That's the best
before.
of all the bunch.
I would definitely try to do it on my Traeger, too, because that would be like such a great way. Like, wood-fired almost.
Yeah.
Oh, Danny, I would definitely come over to your house and eat that once you do it on your Traeger.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I would definitely do that. All right, we got a big question that has to be answered. And now that we've told you where you can get the best frozen Detroit-style pizza, how about this question? What do Ryan Castle and Dr. Pepper have in common? You're going to find out at 9:50 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW. And now, the Ryan Castle question of the day.
What do Ryan Castle and Dr. Pepper have in common?
Not actually a doctor. Although I have played doctor.
You've told me this whole time that you are.
Yeah.
So my prostate's not okay?
I'm Steve's proctologist.
Yeah, I really think that you should have stopped playing doctor, a lot longer than just a couple of weeks ago.
Proctology and urology.
One texture says both have 23 different flavors.
Okay. They're all salty.
Okay,
both prefer Coke.
Okay, then. There's a lot of truth to these comments.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, there we go. We have 3 men in Oklahoma that are very, very smart people. They were arrested for stealing Dr. Pepper, a lot of Dr. Pepper. They stole more than $100,000 worth of Dr. Pepper. I guess what they would do is they would steal pallets of the Dr. Pepper syrup from a warehouse. They're in these 5-gallon bags. They're in the boxes, and then they'd sell boxes to places like gas stations, which would, have the big gulp fountain drinks like that. So these guys thought, hey, we'll do the same thing. They basically stole all this stuff, and then they tried to sell them to gas stations. And, he did sell about 10 pounds worth, 10 pounds for $40,000. So he did get away with it for a little bit. But then they were like, hey, wait a second. This seems a little weird. And eventually he was caught basically selling these illegal things at the job he worked at. And eventually they were like, dude, you're going to get arrested.
It's hard out there.
He's facing felony charges.
Trying to get the money for the rent.
Dude, man, a single person is going to mess with these guys. They're Dr. Pepper thieves.
Yeah, I know, really. They're going to be very popular. Ryan Castle, he's popular. He's got a 12-pack.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. Here's another question from a listener. If I file for bankruptcy, do I have to appear in court? That makes me nervous.
Going to court is never something that's easy to do. However, when you file bankruptcy, you usually only have to attend one hearing at the courthouse. Of course, I'll be there with you. And when you go to court, it's not before the judge. It's actually with the trustee or the trustee's attorney. One of the things that's critical in a bankruptcy is that you give your attorney and the court all of your information. You list all of your assets and all of your creditors. That's what we're trading for your discharge, is your true and honest disclosure of your assets and liabilities. And so the court hearing is just usually about a 5-minute deal where you show up and reaffirm and swear that all the information you've given the court and your attorney is correct.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
Hi, I'm PJ Vogt, here to tell you about my new podcast, Search Engine. On Search Engine, we tackle the kinds of questions that keep you up at night. Like, why are drug dealers putting fentanyl in everything? Should we be worried that Elon Musk believes that we're living in a simulation? And, for the love of God, is it actually unsafe to drink the coffee on airplanes? On Search Engine, no question is too big and no question is too small. Listen and follow Search Engine with PJ Vogt and Odyssey Podcast. Available now on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.